The burst of energy surged. Baek Woojin clenched his fists. A fierce determination ignited. Shadows danced around his figure. The whispers of expectations weighed heavily on his shoulders. The family motto echoed, strength above all else, as if it were an unyielding command. The stern figure loomed, asking for unflinching obedience, demanding submission under the Baek family creed. Woojin's resolve solidified, his gaze burning brighter than before, a silent defiance rising within him. The words on the decree struck like a blade, expulsion from the family, a crushing blow. Woojin stared at the letter, disbelief mixing with an anger he struggled to suppress. They called him useless, unworthy of the family, but his clenched fist trembled with rage. Memories of his father's teaching surfaced. Would this betrayal erase everything he had endured? With unshaken resolve, he cast the letter aside, his decision more resolute than ever. A mocking voice pierced through the tension, reminding him of failures and insults to his name. Woojin's eyes burned, his grip tightened, the humiliation driving his resolve to prove them wrong. He remembered his younger days, the training and the sacrifices that brought him this far. Mocking laughter echoed, but Woojin stood firm, letting his fiery determination speak in silent defiance. Despite the taunts, he made a vow. This was only the beginning of his true path. A sharp command echoed, signaling the start. Woojin braced himself for what was coming. The confrontation turned aggressive, his opponent lunging forward with a forceful grip and overwhelming strength. Woojin's resistance only fueled the intensity, a relentless struggle igniting between the two figures. The taunt cut deep, as if belittling the very essence of Woojin's determination and purpose. Clenching his fists, Woojin prepared to face the ultimatum, a test of will and resolve. The words of judgment rang hollow in his ears, but his heart burned with defiance. Woojin's opponent unleashed an attack, forcing him to retreat, yet he stood his ground firmly. Memories of past training surged through him, reminding him of the strength he carried within. The clash of energy and resolve grew fiercer, both unwilling to yield an inch of ground. Woojin's aura began to shine, a testament to his growing determination despite the overwhelming odds. A burst of energy radiated. The power within Woojin began to stir and intensify. His opponent's grin faded slightly, sensing the hidden potential that now started to emerge. A fiery energy surged outward, Woojin channeling his resolve into a force that defied expectations. The atmosphere trembled, his opponent's mocking confidence wavering under the pressure of the growing aura. Woojin unleashed his energy, a fierce resolve burning brighter than ever, determined to forge his path. Woojin's eyes glimmered in the dim light as his fiery resolve grew stronger within him. A piercing cry shattered the silence, echoing through the chaos of the burning surroundings. The vision before him revealed the scale of destruction, a cruel reminder of merciless power. Flames devoured the city, and shadows of desperation loomed over the fleeing figures. Amidst the chaos, Woojin felt the weight of his family's name pressing heavily on him. The ground trembled beneath the stampede, countless enemies charging forward with overwhelming ferocity. Woojin pushed forward, weaving through the chaos, his focus sharpened by the urgency of survival. A radiant figure appeared amidst the darkness, a fleeting sign of hope amidst the despair. Memories of hard-earned lessons surfaced, pushing him to fight harder and stay grounded. Each step he took reminded him that retreat was no longer an option for him. The fissure widened, releasing unrelenting waves of destruction, shaking the very foundations of the city. Woojin clenched his teeth, narrowly avoiding danger, his heart racing amidst the unending turmoil. Desperation drove people to scream for help, their voices blending with the chaos around. Woojin forged ahead, determined to confront the calamity, his courage unwavering despite the odds. He braced himself for the unknown, knowing this battle would define the course of his future. Woojin stood amidst the carnage, the metallic scent of blood sharpening his focus for survival. Lifeless bodies scattered around, each a reminder of the price of hesitation in battle. The sound of approaching footsteps snapped his attention back to the immediate threat ahead. A hulking figure charged, its massive frame radiating an aura of primal ferocity. Woojin's resolve crystallized, his instincts taking over as he prepared to confront the looming beast. The beast lunged with unmatched force, its roar shaking the ground as Woojin braced himself. Swift and agile, Woojin evaded the attack, using every ounce of his reflexes to survive. He countered with a strike, testing the creature's defenses, searching for a moment of weakness. Despite the overwhelming odds, his confidence grew, fueled by the years of grueling training behind him. The ground cracked beneath them as Woojin landed a decisive blow, his resolve never faltering. Woojin leapt onto the beast, his movements precise, his blades striking with calculated precision. The creature roared in agony, each strike from Woojin driving it closer to defeat. Memories of past failures flashed in his mind, fueling his relentless assault on the beast. His blade cut deep, the final blow releasing a surge of energy from the creature's body. Standing victorious, Wujin steadied himself, knowing this battle was only the beginning of greater challenges. The beast's claws slashed, grazing Wujin, who quickly retaliated with a precise counterstrike. The clash intensified as Wujin dodged and struck, refusing to let fear take over. His determination fueled each attack, the words of doubt echoing faintly in his mind. Wujin leapt high, channeling his remaining strength into one final, decisive blow. His blade connected, a blinding light enveloping the scene as the beast faltered and fell. Wujin stood atop the fallen beast, his silhouette framed by the vibrant hues of dawn. Memories of harsh judgments surged, but his resolve now outweighed the scars of the past. Each word of ridicule replayed, fueling his triumph as he gripped his sword tightly. The engraved family emblem glowed faintly, a reminder of the lineage he refused to abandon. Despite rejection, Wujin claimed his place, vowing to carve his name into history on his terms. A radiant light enveloped Wujin, and a system message declared his new title, Magic Sword Owner. His eyes fluttered open, confusion setting in as his surroundings shifted into a tranquil room. Wujin stared at his hands, disbelief washing over him. How had he survived the brutal encounter? Baek Wujin stared blankly, his heart racing as his past memories began to resurface. Pain surged through him, a sharp reminder of the regrets he had buried so deeply. Gritting his teeth, he clenched his fists, questioning if this second chance was even real. A faint sound echoed, pulling him from his daze, his surroundings growing vividly familiar. The room's silence was shattered by a beep, marking the start of something transformative. The glowing screen displayed a date he recognized: 2020, 10 years before everything went wrong. Outside the window, the morning sun illuminated a world untouched by his future mistakes. His mind swirled with possibilities, disbelief, and a glimmer of hope for redemption. Memories of failure clawed at him, urging him to make this second chance count completely. Clenching his jaw, he resolved to reclaim the life he'd squandered in his previous timeline. Why had he returned to this point? The question burned as he examined his surroundings. A figure appeared suddenly, their gaze sharp, cutting through Wujin's spiraling confusion like a blade. A mix of annoyance and curiosity played across the figure's face as Wujin struggled for composure. With a smirk, the mysterious man stepped forward, exuding confidence and familiarity Wujin couldn't place. This strange encounter hinted at something greater, something pivotal for Wujin's second chance to unfold. The man introduced himself confidently, his presence radiating an authority Baek Wujin couldn't ignore. Wujin's mind reeled, grasping the gravity of their connection and the overwhelming expectations it brought. Doubts gnawed at Wujin's thoughts as the mysterious figure revealed his past and legendary accomplishments. Struggling to process the information, Wujin questioned his role and the implications of their bonded fates. Uncertainty lingered as Wujin silently vowed to rise, confronting the daunting challenges that lay ahead. The figure smiled, encouraging Wujin to focus, emphasizing the importance of their newfound partnership. Training grounds stretched before them, symbolizing the path Wujin must take to transform his destiny. The mysterious man explained their soul connection, a bond ensuring both guidance and shared responsibilities. Wujin glanced at the swords nearby, a tangible reminder of the weight of his commitment. Hesitant but determined, Wujin prepared to take the first step toward mastering his latent potential. The man urged Wujin to engage fully, emphasizing the urgency of seizing this second chance. Wujin hesitated, questioning whether this was a dream or the start of an extraordinary journey. His disbelief melted into resolve as he realized the stakes were far too real to ignore. The mysterious figure smirked, recognizing the fire of determination slowly igniting in Wujin's eyes. With one last push, Wujin braced himself, ready to accept the weight of his destiny. The mysterious figure spoke calmly, explaining the connection between Wujin and his new circumstances. Wujin's heart raced, trying to process the claim that this being wasn't entirely human. Still unsure, Wujin's focus shifted to understanding the significance of this status window command. He pondered the name mentioned, a potential rival or obstacle tied to his future. The tension grew as the figure questioned Wujin's fear, forcing him to confront his doubts. The man's words cut deep, asking if vengeance against Baek Hojong drove Wujin's ambitions forward. A flicker of determination emerged as Wujin questioned whether overcoming such challenges was possible. The figure promised unwavering guidance, claiming the contract would elevate Wujin beyond everyone else. Trust lingered in the air, the weight of their partnership heavier than Wujin initially expected. Wujin clenched his fist, grappling with his emotions, ready to embrace the journey ahead. Memories of past failures resurfaced, fueling Wujin's determination to rewrite his life and reclaim his honor. The burning desire to prove himself grew stronger, pushing away fears that once controlled him. Screams echoed within as his past self shattered, leaving room for a renewed purpose. He saw the door to his destiny, vowing never to falter again in pursuit. Wujin's resolve solidified, his gaze unwavering, ready to face the trials awaiting his new beginning. The figure's smirk grew as he urged Wujin to activate the mysterious status window command. Glowing text appeared, revealing Wujin's identity and current capabilities, leaving him awestruck and uncertain. Details flashed on the screen, showcasing Wujin's rank and lack of skills, frustrating him deeply. Wujin's disbelief turned to determination, realizing this was his starting point toward greatness and growth. With newfound resolve, Wujin accepted the challenges ahead, promising himself not to squander this opportunity. Blackstone's appearance shimmered with a supernatural aura, surprising Wujin and adding to his growing curiosity. Wujin questioned the form, realizing it was connected to Blackstone's deeper hidden abilities. Blackstone explained his sword origins, showing his true form and solidifying their partnership through demonstration. Wujin marveled at the transformation, understanding the power and responsibility tied to their connection. The revelation fueled Wujin's resolve to prove himself worthy of such an extraordinary companion. Wujin struggled to comprehend a person becoming a sword, the contract deepening his understanding of possibilities. Blackstone's confidence in Wujin's potential reassured him, even as doubts lingered about his abilities. Blackstone encouraged Wujin, emphasizing that humility and hard work would unlock their shared path to greatness. Wujin realized that talent wasn't enough. Grit and perseverance would shape his journey forward. With mutual resolve, Wujin and Blackstone braced for the trials that would define their destiny. Wujin reflected deeply, wondering if this regression was truly a second chance to change everything. A new partnership was formed, his determination aligning perfectly with Blackstone's unwavering confidence in him. Blackstone smiled, urging Wujin to embrace their shared journey and take the crucial first step. The message reinforced his resolve. True strength required preparation, stamina, and dedication to wield the sword. Wujin confidently accepted the magic sword contract, ready to face the challenges ahead with Blackstone. Blackstone acknowledged Wujin's resolve, smiling as the bond between them began to strengthen. The quest displayed emphasized the importance of stamina, marking the first step toward true mastery. Wujin stared at the notification, realizing this quest was his chance to grow both physically and mentally. Blackstone's instructions introduced Wujin to the quest system, a tool essential for his future development. Wujin's determination grew as Blackstone shared vital knowledge, pushing him toward embracing the path fully. Images of future rewards flashed before Wujin's eyes, motivating him to endure the rigorous training ahead. Blackstone smirked, ensuring Wujin understood the importance of growth before wielding significant power. Wujin's newfound drive resonated with Blackstone's confidence, marking the beginning of their formidable partnership. Wujin braced himself as Blackstone officially began the quest, urging him to take action immediately. The notifications encouraged Wujin to train relentlessly, starting with building his stamina and foundational skills. Determined, Wujin faced the physical challenges set by the quest, pushing beyond his previous limitations. Blackstone's watchful presence kept Wujin focused, ensuring his efforts aligned with their shared mission. Wujin's perseverance shone through as the first step toward achieving greatness was officially underway. Wujin pushed himself to his limits, every step challenging his endurance and mental strength. The pain surged through him, but Blackstone's words reminded him why he started this journey. Wujin's legs wobbled, threatening to collapse, but he refused to give in to weakness. With a roar of determination, he pushed forward, defying the exhaustion that clawed at him. Blackstone watched silently, recognizing Wujin's resolve and the fire that burned brighter with every step. Wujin's mind raced, questioning why he was so driven, yet finding no easy answer. His relentless pace drew curious glances, but his focus remained unshaken by their stares. Blackstone observed quietly, sensing a deeper passion tied to Wujin's unresolved emotions and painful past. A surge of energy spurred Wujin forward, fueled by his hatred of past failures. The atmosphere shifted as Blackstone began to uncover the true depth of Wujin's inner drive. Wujin finished his lap, gasping for air, his body trembling yet alive with determination. Blackstone questioned the effectiveness of Wujin's effort, challenging his understanding of growth and perseverance. Doubts crept in, but Wujin's fiery will refused to let him back down or falter. Blackstone smirked, acknowledging Wujin's stubbornness, the foundation of the strength he was starting to see. Together, they prepared for the next challenge, their bond solidifying through shared resolve and mutual respect. Wujin collapsed to his knees, exhausted but exhilarated by the overwhelming effort he had poured in. Blackstone inspected Wujin's progress, smirking at his resilience and acknowledging the effort reflected in his stats. Notifications appeared, confirming Wujin's stamina and physical levels. It had increased from his relentless training sessions. Wujin's confidence grew as he realized the quest system could reveal his untapped talent and potential. His chest swelled with pride, hearing encouraging words that no one had ever spoken to him before. Blackstone's gaze softened, realizing Wujin's effort deserved recognition even if results were still developing slowly. Encouraged by progress, Blackstone suggested extending their training session to maximize Wujin's current momentum. Wujin hesitated, then agreed, noticing how his body felt lighter and more responsive than before. He marveled at the results, recognizing the magic system's role in accelerating his physical improvements. Blackstone was equally intrigued, watching Wujin's rapid development and pondering the mysteries surrounding his unique growth rate. Wujin questioned why his stats increased unpredictably, demanding answers about the quest system's unexplained mechanics. Blackstone admitted uncertainty, revealing his role was merely to connect Wujin with the system itself. Frustrated yet curious, Wujin wondered who truly controlled the quests shaping his path forward. He gazed toward the sky, sensing the presence of a greater force influencing his journey. Determined to uncover the truth, Wujin silently vowed to push forward, no matter the challenges ahead. Blackstone revealed his spirit was bound to a dagger, allowing centuries of accumulated knowledge to flourish. Wujin hesitated, curiosity and determination blending as he prepared to ask something important about Blackstone. Blackstone's gaze sharpened as Wujin spoke, directing the question toward the unusual aura he sensed. Wujin admitted feeling an overwhelming hatred emanating from Blackstone, a strange energy fueling their connection. The revelation left both pondering deeper questions about their partnership and the forces shaping their paths. Wujin struggled to understand how so much hatred could arise from his short, turbulent life. Thoughts raced, linking his regression and Blackstone's connection, seeking clarity in the chaos of his emotions. Blackstone's curiosity deepened, sensing Wujin's hesitation to fully reveal his burdens and internal battles. Wujin contemplated sharing his regression, weighing the possibility of gaining Blackstone's guidance for navigating this journey. Deciding to trust him, Wujin admitted his struggles, hoping for clarity and support in this new life. Wujin's voice faltered, confronting the burden of his regression, while Blackstone studied him with intrigue. Blackstone recognized the growing tension, preparing for a pivotal moment in their developing partnership. Wujin's resolve strengthened, embracing the training with fierce determination, knowing his progress depended on these efforts. Blackstone observed silently as Wujin braced for the challenges awaiting him, eager to prove himself. The tension shifted as a familiar figure emerged, hinting at a confrontation testing Wujin's newfound resolve. Wujin stared at Baek Hojung, suppressing his growing tension while bracing for the confrontation. Hojung smirked, mocking Wujin's progress and taunting him with words designed to provoke submission. Wujin's inner fury simmered as Hojung demanded an act of subservience to reinforce his authority. Tension crackled in the air as Wujin fought back his anger, unwilling to yield easily. Hojung's confidence wavered slightly, sensing Wujin's unyielding defiance despite the apparent difference in their power. Wujin gritted his teeth, enduring Hojung's taunts while quietly strengthening his resolve to fight back. Blackstone observed, analyzing the dynamic and silently encouraging Wujin not to let hatred cloud judgment. Hojung's arrogance grew, pushing Wujin closer to a breaking point as his patience stretched thin. Wujin took a deep breath, channeling his anger into a controlled determination not to submit. Blackstone smirked, sensing Wujin's growing resistance, silently preparing for the inevitable clash between the two. Blackstone intervened with playful mockery, deflecting Hojung's taunts to refocus Wujin's energy toward strategic thinking. Wujin smirked, finding solace in Blackstone's antics, his resolve to overcome Hojung becoming unshakable. Hojung's frustration grew, as Blackstone's interference disrupted his attempts to dominate the situation completely. A new figure entered, their commanding presence shifting the balance and quieting Hojung's arrogance instantly. The arrival promised a new dynamic, with Wujin silently preparing to prove himself in their presence. Wujin felt the weight of expectations, realizing the Patriarch's return marked a pivotal moment. The Patriarch's arrival commanded attention, his presence a force that shifted the atmosphere entirely. Wujin steadied himself, aware that his actions and resolve would soon be tested under scrutiny. Blackstone remained observant, ready to assist Wujin while pondering the significance of this powerful figure. Wujin clenched his fists, determined to rise above his circumstances and prove his worth. Blackstone commented on the Patriarch, acknowledging his immense strength and the challenges Wujin would face. Wujin marveled at the presence of someone so strong, feeling inspired yet overwhelmed. The notification clarified Wujin's quest goal, refocusing his thoughts on the immediate tasks ahead. Encouraged by Blackstone, Wujin prepared to tackle his training with renewed vigor and determination. Wujin's focus sharpened, knowing his success would bring him closer to challenging powerful figures like the Patriarch. Wujin dropped into position, determined to fulfill his quest and prove his physical and mental growth. Blackstone encouraged him while remarking on Wujin's relentless determination to push beyond his limits. Each movement reflected Wujin's growing confidence as he prepared to tackle his task head-on. Wujin's drive caught the attention of onlookers, sparking curiosity about his abilities and potential. With unwavering determination, Wujin declared his readiness to begin, leaving Blackstone smirking at his resolve. Wujin observed the quest details, his determination soaring as he embraced the challenge ahead. His steady progression reflected in the system's notifications, showcasing his growing potential and resolve. Wujin managed to exceed expectations, surpassing limits with Blackstone's subtle guidance and relentless effort. The system confirmed his success, marking a critical milestone in his journey toward greater strength. Blackstone praised Wujin's achievements, setting the stage for the next challenge looming on the horizon. Wujin accepted the quest reward, a newfound sense of pride shining in his determined expression. Blackstone reflected on Wujin's unique character, marveling at his grit and relentless drive to succeed. Wujin's focus sharpened, recognizing that every step forward brought him closer to his ultimate goal. A mysterious notification hinted at deeper connections, leaving Wujin pondering the intricacies of the system. Blackstone chuckled, watching Wujin navigate his unexpected role with an endearing mix of confusion and resolve. Wujin grappled with the system's new requirement, his perplexed expression mirrored by Blackstone's amused reaction. Blackstone teased Wujin, enjoying the moment while subtly encouraging him to adapt and persevere. Wujin questioned his reality, grappling with the surreal elements shaping his ever-unfolding journey. A sudden realization dawned as the system acknowledged Wujin's bond with Blackstone, solidifying their unique partnership. Together, they embraced the challenge, their growing trust laying a strong foundation for future trials. Wujin paused, observing his surroundings, unsure of how to handle the growing tension. Reflecting on his struggles, he clenched his fists, vowing to reclaim his lost dignity. Scanning the interface, his stats reflected a disheartening reality, one he aimed to overcome. With newfound determination, he accessed his points, strategizing the best way to enhance his abilities. Quietly calculating, he resolved to make each decision count, knowing each step could define his path. Guided by advice, Wujin focused on boosting stamina and physical stats to start improving. The strategy became clear: each adjustment would lead to incremental growth, fueling his ultimate potential. Watching the stat boost confirmation, he felt a spark of progress, igniting his determination further. Unexpectedly, a surge of energy overwhelmed him, shaking his body as the transformation unfolded. Gritting his teeth through pain, Wujin faced the challenge, knowing growth always demanded sacrifice. As the system announced his physical stats increase, a wave of relief eased Wujin's pain. The unbearable strain dissipated, leaving his body feeling stronger, ready for the trials ahead. Observing his transformation, a companion's grin hinted at the journey's weight and its true test. Wujin pondered the challenges, realizing the first step was surviving the overwhelming pressure of growth. Despite doubts, he stood firm, acknowledging that enduring hardship meant progress was finally within his grasp. Wujin entered the grand hall, his nerves steady despite the weight of expectations. A majestic sunset cast light on the academy, hinting at the challenges awaiting inside. The council awaited, their sharp gazes assessing the new entrant's potential and hidden intentions. As energy flared, the air grew tense, signaling the start of the pivotal ceremony. Whispers filled the room, each attendee watching intently as the young participants prepared for their trials. Wujin knelt, his hand hovering over the glowing sphere, anticipation coursing through his veins. The energy surged as he connected, its light reflecting the strength buried deep within him. A sharp sensation jolted him, his thoughts racing, aware of the critical moment unfolding. With determination, he embraced the challenge, the sphere's brilliance illuminating his unwavering resolve. A shadowed figure smirked, intrigued by Wujin's potential, as the ceremony reached its climax. A new quest appeared, its challenge resonating deeply within Wujin's mind and heart. The quest demanded uniqueness, requiring him to master an unconventional path through unwavering determination. Wujin's focus sharpened, his aura pulsing as he prepared to unlock his latent power. Under watchful eyes, he felt pressure mounting, each choice shaping the journey he had embraced. A quiet smirk formed as he accepted the path, his resolve reflecting in his steady stance. Wujin extended his hand, determination steady as he initiated the next crucial step forward. A new quest shimmered into existence, its conditions tailored to push him beyond his limits. The air thickened with energy as he embraced the challenge, his focus unwavering and sharp. Dark tendrils emerged, a unique aura radiating from him, capturing the stunned attention of onlookers. Whispers echoed the black aura was rare, powerful, marking Baek Woojin as someone truly extraordinary. A surge of energy radiated fiercely, Baek Woojin's black aura intensifying with uncontainable power. Shocked onlookers staggered back, feeling the overwhelming pressure emanating from the unique, chaotic energy. Questions swirled in their minds: how could someone possess such raw, uncontrollable potential? Baek Woojin stood firm, his gaze unwavering, realizing his aura was far beyond ordinary comprehension. The tension escalated as his energy drew sharp reactions, marking the beginning of an unexpected confrontation. Baek Woojin's calm demeanor shattered as the enemy unleashed an ominous, shadowy presence behind him. The overwhelming force sent a cold shiver through his spine, instincts warning of mortal danger. Woojin's training surfaced instantly, dodging a razor-sharp strike aimed directly at his vulnerable back. The air around him distorted, rippling with raw power as the battlefield descended into chaos. With a determined glare, Woojin's blade clashed violently, sparks igniting against the unrelenting darkness. Woojin tightened his grip, steel meeting flames in a duel charged with pure desperation. His opponent's unyielding strikes revealed inhuman strength, surging with a foreboding energy beyond comprehension. For a moment, Woojin's vision blurred, the black aura gnawing at his very soul. Drawing a breath, he surged forward, determination overriding fear as his sword burned with resolve. The ground quaked beneath their clash, witnesses frozen as Woojin broke the suffocating dark aura's flow. Woojin staggered back, sweat dripping, but his stance remained firm, unwavering against the enemy's smirk. Flames danced wildly on the opponent's weapon, radiating malice as Woojin's breath steadied against the storm. A deafening roar followed, Woojin's counterattack igniting a blinding flash that momentarily shifted the tide. Amid the chaos, a shadowy figure appeared, watching intently as Woojin's persistence defied all odds. In the distance, the patriarch's expression hardened, sensing a shift in the balance of power. A radiant burst of crimson energy erupted as Baek Woojin prepared for his decisive strike. The fierce explosion illuminated the battlefield, overwhelming his opponent and silencing the stunned onlookers. Woojin's piercing gaze locked onto his fallen foe, who struggled to comprehend the sudden defeat. An elder's voice boomed, reprimanding Woojin for his recklessness while gripping the atmosphere with authority. Woojin bowed respectfully, acknowledging his mistake, vowing to channel his power with precision and wisdom. A swirling vortex of mana unveiled a void, an ominous presence calling for careful observation. The elder explained the essence of focused mana, its superiority over chaotic, untrained energy. Woojin nodded, humbling himself before the elder's teachings, understanding his power's untapped potential. The elder warned of careless actions that could provoke greater dangers from the demon family. Woojin, now resolute, agreed to refine his skills, dedicating months to focused meditation. In a private chamber, Woojin listened intently to hushed conversations regarding his strength and discipline. Whispers speculated on his rising potential, fueling curiosity about his mysterious and extraordinary black aura. Woojin stood tall before the patriarch, ready to receive feedback and prove his progress. The patriarch acknowledged Woojin's power, intrigued by its unusual yet formidable energy, and congratulated him. Woojin respectfully accepted the praise, determined to uphold the family's honor and surpass expectations. The patriarch's voice echoed, questioning why Woojin stored mana in a dantian, not his heart. Woojin stood firm, prepared to defend his unconventional choice, despite the surprise of onlookers. Onlookers whispered, doubting Woojin's approach, yet intrigued by his bold deviation from tradition. Woojin reflected, realizing his unique circumstances required unorthodox methods for strength and survival. With unwavering resolve, Woojin explained his reasoning, determined to carve his path despite opposition. Woojin declared he was different, his family's innate talent eluding him, but not his spirit. He admitted his weakness, yet showcased ingenuity in creating his own methods of mana storage. The patriarch observed Woojin's determination, challenging the young swordsman's resolve to follow discarded teachings. Woojin's conviction impressed the patriarch, though doubts lingered about pursuing abandoned, risky practices. A quiet resolve settled between them, an unspoken acknowledgement of Woojin's potential despite the risks. The patriarch criticized Woojin's risky reliance on vulnerable points, but admired his unwavering ambition. Woojin stood firm, confident his unique path would surpass traditional methods, proving his approach's worth. The patriarch smiled, realizing Woojin's boldness mirrored his own youth, fostering a grudging respect. Laughter filled the hall, lightening the tension as the patriarch granted Woojin permission to proceed. Woojin bowed deeply, gratitude burning in his heart, ready to fulfill the expectations placed on him. The patriarch urged Wujin to surpass his siblings and prove his worth to the family. Wujin glanced at his siblings, recognizing the daunting path of competition that lay ahead. The patriarch's warning was grave. Failure meant a life of misery or an early demise. Wujin's determined gaze pierced through the tension, silently vowing to rise above expectations. He whispered his resolve to himself, asking for guidance and silently preparing for the challenge. The patriarch ended the ceremony, leaving the audience in awe of Wujin's unique aura and resolve. Wujin reflected on the remarkable event, his black aura marking him as an anomaly. Conversations among elders speculated on his unorthodox approach, questioning the risks versus its potential rewards. Wujin smiled faintly, remembering his relentless efforts to train his aura within a Dantian. His heart swelled with pride, knowing his journey had only begun and challenges awaited. A mentor praised Wujin's transformation, astonished by the rapid progress in his mana flow and physique. Wujin explained his secret, focusing on stamina rather than swordsmanship to rebuild his body efficiently. The mentor marveled at Wujin's unconventional approach, noting its effectiveness and ingenuity despite tradition. Wujin's determination shone through his steady gaze, unwavering in his pursuit of excellence. His mentor's smile betrayed admiration, recognizing a prodigy who defied expectations and redefined their craft. The mentor praised Wujin's exceptional progress, marveling at his stamina training completed within a week. Wujin humbly vowed to continue his rigorous training, fully committed to refining his skills. The mentor handed Wujin a camel stone, a valuable item to stabilize his aura. Wujin, astonished by the gift's value, accepted it with gratitude and determination to improve. Holding the stone, Wujin felt its energy, bolstering his resolve to master his unique path. Wujin smiled warmly, thanking his mentor for the guidance and the extraordinary support offered. As Wujin left, a peer stopped him, mocking his newfound aura and unorthodox methods. The peer smirked, challenging Wujin to prove himself, testing the strength of his transformation. Wujin's eyes narrowed, sensing hostility, as he prepared to respond with calm but firm resolve. A spark of tension ignited between them, foreshadowing a clash that could not be avoided. Wujin's brother challenged him, mocking his independence while asserting dominance with a smug demeanor. Wujin coldly dismissed the provocation, refusing to engage, his eyes fixed on his bigger goals. A sudden quest notification appeared, offering a rare reward for overcoming his brother's arrogant taunts. Wujin's curiosity was piqued, the quest's timing aligning perfectly with the brewing conflict. Determined, Wujin saw this challenge as an opportunity to solidify his strength and resolve. Wujin's brother grew aggressive, eager to exploit what he perceived as Wujin's lack of experience. Wujin maintained composure, realizing the conflict presented a test of his new capabilities. Their confrontation escalated, both harboring grudges that added intensity to their clash. Wujin decided to embrace the challenge, fueled by the desire to surpass his own limitations. With precision, Wujin countered his brother's aggressive stance, proving his progress was undeniable. The intense fight reached a stalemate, both sides displaying unexpected strength that shocked the onlookers. Wujin's brother smirked, mocking him further, but Wujin's quiet resolve refused to waver. As the crowd murmured, Wujin's aura flared, silencing doubts about his strength and determination. The onlookers whispered of Wujin's growing power, recognizing him as a force to be reckoned with. Wujin turned his back on his brother, confident his actions had spoken louder than words. Wujin's brother smirked, questioning his resolve, but Wujin's unwavering confidence silenced the doubts. The brothers' taunts escalated, his intention clear to crush Wujin's growing pride and independence. Wujin deflected the aggressive blow, surprising everyone with his enhanced reflexes and precision. The tension in the room heightened, the battle shifting to a test of pure skill. Wujin stood firm, determined to prove his progress wasn't luck but the result of dedication. Wujin's brother attacked relentlessly, but Wujin's calm composure highlighted his mastery over his new strength. The exchange of blows grew intense, each movement pushing both fighters to their limits. Wujin countered a powerful strike, forcing his brother to acknowledge the gap wasn't as wide. A sudden burst of energy from Wujin startled everyone, marking the turning point of the clash. With each passing moment, Wujin demonstrated growth that shattered preconceptions and left onlookers in awe. Enraged, Wujin's brother pushed harder, his pride unwilling to accept Wujin's growing dominance. Wujin blocked another strike, his steady gaze unnerving his opponent as the tables turned. The final exchange erupted, sending shockwaves across the room, signifying the battle's climax. Wujin's resolve held firm, his brother stumbling back, finally realizing the strength Wujin had achieved. The room fell silent, all eyes on Wujin, who had proved he was no longer underestimated. Wujin's brother charged recklessly, his anger clouding his judgment as Wujin stood unshaken. Wujin countered smoothly, his calculated moves catching his brother off guard with surprising precision. As his brother faltered, Wujin's strength and composure became undeniable, leaving everyone stunned. The tables turned, Wujin's brother glared with disbelief, realizing he was no longer superior. Wujin's calm gaze pierced through, a silent statement of his unrelenting growth and determination. Wujin's victory triggered the completion of the surprise quest, rewarding him with newfound power. The system praised Wujin's performance, offering points and rewards for his resilience and strategy. Wujin's brother stumbled, his defeat a harsh reminder of his underestimation of Wujin's progress. The crowd murmured, whispers of Wujin's remarkable potential spreading rapidly throughout the room. Wujin accepted his reward, silently resolving to continue surpassing expectations and his own limits. Wujin's reward glowed, symbolizing the acknowledgement of his efforts and the path he forged alone. A spectator praised Wujin's timing and tactics, marveling at his transformation from overlooked to formidable. Wujin's quiet smile reflected his confidence, though his thoughts remained on future challenges. His defeated brother lay unconscious, while Wujin prepared to move forward, stronger than ever. The room fell silent, with only whispers of admiration and fear echoing Wujin's ascent. Wujin reflected on his choices, admitting that focusing mana in his dantian was unconventional yet effective. The onlooker questioned Wujin's strategy, intrigued by his defiance of traditional mana storage techniques. Wujin confidently explained his method, highlighting its necessity for his unique situation and growth. A vivid scene of fiery figures emphasized the dangers of straying from tradition, but Wujin remained resolute. With unwavering conviction, Wujin defended his decision, proving that his unorthodox methods had undeniable results. The question of why Wujin accepted the surprise quest arose, sparking curiosity in the room. Wujin calmly revealed that hesitation could have destroyed him, making the quest his only option. He reflected on past failures and the harsh lessons they taught, shaping his current determination. The aura within his energy core was a testament to his hard-earned resilience and clarity. Wujin's confidence radiated, his past mistakes transforming into a source of strength and inspiration. Wujin casually mentioned his past life, shocking the room and breaking the unspoken tension. He admitted to living until 25 before regressing, his secret now out in the open. His audience listened in stunned silence, the weight of his revelation slowly sinking in. Wujin shared his purpose, to rewrite his destiny and surpass the limitations of his previous life. The atmosphere shifted as his resolve solidified, leaving no doubt about the magnitude of his ambition. Wujin reflected on his harsh childhood. Born into a family where he was constantly overlooked, he recalled the struggles and rejections that shaped his determination to grow stronger. A vivid memory resurfaced a moment of divine intervention that altered the course of his life. Wujin's revelation stunned his companion, who began to understand the depth of his transformation. With clarity, Wujin acknowledged his second chance and vowed to seize every opportunity it offered. His companion marveled at Wujin's resolve, piecing together how his past fueled his current success. The conversation turned to Wujin's ultimate goal, the reason behind his relentless ambition. Wujin tightened his fist, his gaze unyielding, as he prepared to share his true aspiration. His companion encouraged him, recognizing the strength they could build together as allies. Wujin whispered, "My goal is to rewrite the legacy of the divine sword-bake family." Wujin declared his ultimate ambition, to become the strongest swordsman and surpass everyone else. His eyes burned with determination as he vowed to defeat his father and reform his family. Bake Wujin reflects silently, his goal crystal clear, to surpass all and reclaim his honor. He dreams of becoming the strongest swordsman, unmatched, carving his name into history forever. Looking ahead, Wujin plans to dismantle the family's structure, rebuilding strength from its fractured core. He gazes at the towering building, determination blazing, steps echoing toward his destined legacy. A supportive presence beside him laughs, finding reassurance in Wujin's unwavering resolve to succeed. Wujin feels the weight of destiny, as he's reminded of trials already set in motion. A sharp stare meets his, sparking curiosity about a challenge as intense as his ambitions. "I'll guide you to greatness," the figure asserts, their confidence igniting Wujin's resolve further. Wujin considers the offer, his thoughts racing, yet his heart burns with an unyielding question. With clarity, Wujin responds, ready to embrace the journey toward claiming his rightful place. The room buzzes with magic, sparkling cards floating, offering Wujin a chance to prove himself. "Pick wisely," a voice warns, as Wujin studies the choices, deliberating his first crucial move. Wujin sees the cards glowing, each representing untapped potential, as his instincts guide his hand. He feels an electric surge, a connection to his choice, his fingers brushing against destiny. Wujin declares his decision confidently, ready to unlock hidden strength as power radiates in response. A radiant glow fills the room as Wujin's choice begins revealing its mysterious power. A small orb materializes in his hand, sparking curiosity and a cautious glance of wonder. He learns it's a mana sensitivity pill, rare and incredibly valuable for boosting magical capabilities. Wujin's companion is astonished, questioning how he obtained such a powerful artifact with understated calmness. With a firm grip, Wujin silently acknowledges his fortune, ready to embrace its potential benefits. Why is this happening? Wujin wonders as a sharp sensation flows through his fingertips. The pill's effects begin manifesting, drawing out dormant energy, though Wujin struggles to contain it. Wujin's companion explains the process, clarifying the rapid changes as part of the body's adaptation. Wujin realizes his unique constitution amplifies the pill's effects, pushing him closer to untapped potential. He accepts this as his challenge, preparing to channel newfound strength into focused training sessions. Wujin feels conflicted, his strength surging, but doubts linger about the pill's true long-term effects. His companion assures him, adding that further training will stabilize and refine his magical abilities. Wujin's calm demeanor returns, and he agrees to train further to strengthen his core abilities. A promise is made. Tomorrow, the intense lessons begin, sharpening Wujin's resolve for what lies ahead. Wujin smiles faintly, determined to face each challenge with patience and unyielding ambition for greatness. Wujin staggers but pushes forward, determination burning as the harsh training takes its toll. Outside, a companion watches, musing over Wujin's endurance and the daunting path he has chosen. The stars above seem to mirror Wujin's resolve, illuminating his silent struggle and inner fire. At dawn, Wujin approaches the elder with unwavering confidence, seeking approval for his steadfast dedication. Kneeling humbly, Wujin awaits judgment, his efforts unspoken but radiating from his determined presence. The elder listens intently as Wujin's accomplishments are detailed, a spark of surprise flickering briefly. News of Wujin's victory spreads, his strategy lauded for outsmarting a superior opponent with precise movements. Despite lacking aura mastery, Wujin's resilience and adaptability earn quiet respect from even the most skeptical. The elder's voice is calm, acknowledging Wujin's growth, while hinting at future trials awaiting him. Wujin bows, gratitude mixed with resolve, ready to prove himself again on an even larger stage. The elder contemplates, noting how Wujin's opponent has secluded himself, unable to accept his defeat. Meanwhile, Wujin channels energy within his room, honing his skills amidst glowing waves of mana. Training alone, Wujin senses the gap narrowing between his abilities and those of seasoned warriors. Whispers of his progress circulate, though Wujin remains focused, undeterred by speculation or external pressures. The elder observes quietly, recognizing Wujin's potential as the room pulses with his growing strength. The patriarch chuckles, intrigued by the unexpected turn of events, ready to test Wujin further. He calls for Baek Myung-hoon, eager to see how Wujin's progress changes future dynamics. Wujin prepares himself mentally, knowing the next test could solidify his standing or expose flaws. The following morning, Wujin focuses on stabilizing mana in his dantian, building inner strength systematically. His determination is unwavering, each breath channeling energy, aligning focus for upcoming battles and opportunities. Wujin's training intensifies as his companion introduces unconventional techniques for mastering mana flow efficiently. Despite skepticism, Wujin trusts the process, carefully testing theories while keeping his confidence in check. With deliberate precision, he activates a mechanism, observing the unique interaction between tools and mana. Wujin experiments fearlessly, his innovation surprising even himself as results begins surpassing expectations with each attempt. His mentor looks on, astonished by Wujin's creativity and adaptability, sensing potential for unmatched greatness. Wujin's technique sparks a reaction, illuminating the room as mana surges visibly around him. His mentor questions the source of his knowledge, impressed yet cautious of potential risks involved. Wujin explains the theory, his confidence growing as the mechanism channels mana precisely as intended. The surrounding energy intensifies, pushing Wujin to focus harder, ensuring control over this newfound power. As the mana stabilizes, Wujin smiles, ready to wield it as a weapon for greatness. Wujin's meditation ignites a burst of energy, the system recognizing his efforts and rewarding progress. Notifications appear, detailing bonuses earned and unveiling hidden features, sparking curiosity about the system's true capabilities. His companion observes, impressed by Wujin's rapid growth, but questions the unique methods behind his achievements. Wujin reflects on the restrictions imposed, realizing they may challenge him but also shape his growth. Determined, Wujin commits to overcoming limitations, his companion smiling, sensing the resolve of a future legend. Wujin witnesses the ancient Blackstone awakening, its first seal undone, unleashing vibrant energy and hidden power. Wujin marvels at Blackstone's power, the sword pulsating with energy, signaling a dramatic transformation. Questions arise as he wonders if the seal's removal unlocked Blackstone's full potential as a weapon. The sword's voice echoes, urging Wujin to wield it and discover its true capabilities firsthand. Holding the sword, Wujin feels its weight and aura, a mixture of excitement and hesitation. Encouraged by the sword, Wujin readies himself, unsure but determined to explore this newfound strength. The room darkens as Wujin swings Blackstone, its aura spiraling wildly, overwhelming his initial control. Wujin grips tightly, his inexperience making it difficult to harness the weapon's chaotic, leaking energy. A voice warns him of the sword's dangers, emphasizing its unmatched potential and significant responsibility. Wujin strains against the force, determined to tame it, knowing the stakes of failure are high. With resolve, he focuses, aiming to channel the sword's immense power into a manageable flow. Exhausted, Wujin acknowledges his limits, struggling to fully utilize Blackstone's strength despite his best efforts. His companion watches, impressed by Wujin's determination but reminding him of the journey still ahead. Wujin reflects on the first seal, realizing it barely scratched the surface of Blackstone's power. Determined, he accepts his current shortcomings, vowing to continue training to wield Blackstone with mastery. For now, he sheathes the sword, his journey only beginning, fueled by ambition and hope. Wujin discovers new benefits after unlocking Blackstone's seal, including a mysterious inventory system for storing items. His companion demonstrates the inventory's functionality, explaining how aura powers the storage for seamless accessibility. Wujin is amazed by its practicality, recognizing how such a feature enhances his training efficiency. The inventory's size is limited for now, but expanding seals will unlock more space over time. With newfound respect for Blackstone, Wujin resolves to train harder to fully utilize its potential. Wujin activates his status window, eagerly analyzing detailed insights into his progress and unlocked abilities. The system provides hints for future growth, encouraging him to focus on strengthening core attributes. His companion emphasizes the importance of discipline, reminding Wujin of the long journey ahead. Undeterred, Wujin smiles, fueled by ambition, preparing to tackle the challenges with renewed determination. Meanwhile, tensions rise as whispers about Wujin's rapid growth spread, drawing the attention of powerful figures. In the Patriarch's Hall, heated arguments erupt over Wujin's progress, sparking envy and disbelief among peers. One rival, unable to hide frustration, lashes out, questioning the legitimacy of Wujin's newfound abilities. The Patriarch silences the outburst, reminding everyone of the consequences of disrespect within the family. The rival, realizing his mistake, apologizes reluctantly, vowing to surpass Wujin through sheer effort and skill. The Patriarch, watching intently, ponders how Wujin's potential will impact the family's future legacy. A heated discussion unfolds as accusations fly, one member questioning Wujin's methods and abilities. The rival's frustration peaks, shouting boldly, yet betraying insecurity about his own lack of achievement. The Patriarch interjects, sternly admonishing the rival for his arrogance and lack of self-awareness. Realizing his mistake, the rival lowers his gaze, visibly shaken, but still clinging to his pride. The Patriarch dismisses him, signaling the end of the conversation, leaving the rival to reflect alone. The Patriarch shifts focus, issuing a challenge: step up and prove worth through actions, not words. The rival is reminded of the clan's creed: strength and success determine one's rightful position. Spurred by these words, he steels his resolve, vowing to outshine Wujin in future endeavors. The Patriarch watches keenly, aware this rivalry could either strengthen the clan or tear it apart. Determined, the rival leaves, his fiery ambition now a driving force for self-improvement. Wujin continues his training, unaware of the growing tensions and rivalries brewing behind closed doors. His companion encourages him, offering guidance and insight into the deeper intricacies of aura manipulation. As they work, Wujin begins mastering techniques, each small success fueling his confidence for larger challenges. Meanwhile, the rival observes from a distance, silently noting Wujin's progress with both envy and respect. Wujin, focused and undeterred, presses forward, determined to surpass all expectations and forge his own path. Wujin focuses intensely, channeling energy into his aura as light surrounds him in radiance. A voice advises him to refine his control, mastering the delicate balance of power within. As energy flows, Wujin's perception deepens, sensing the intricate layers of his newfound abilities. His hands glow with energy, an overwhelming feeling of limitless potential stirring in his core. Wujin realizes the first step in understanding his power has been achieved, ready for more. Wujin continues, his aura merging seamlessly with his core as memories of Blackstone's surface. The mysterious sensation reminds him of the connection he shares with the weapon's latent power. Wujin wonders if Blackstone's influence is guiding his progress, pushing him toward unparalleled growth. Breaking focus, he looks at his companion, their supportive smile grounding him in the present. Despite the intensity, Wujin feels proud, knowing he's achieved something previously thought impossible. Wujin's companion praises his progress, confirming that his mana has stabilized and reached his core. Notifications appear, rewarding Wujin with new techniques and methods to enhance his training further. He reflects on his journey, realizing how far he's come, yet understanding more remains ahead. With determination, Wujin smiles, declaring his intent to continue pushing boundaries and mastering his potential. The system confirms his quest completion, rewarding him with valuable points and unlocking new challenges. Wujin listens as his companion reflects on the astounding speed of his growth, clearly impressed. The system announces new features, further expanding Wujin's capabilities, adding another layer to his training arsenal. A skeptical thought lingers. Could Wujin truly be normal with such extraordinary progression unfolding? His companion advises caution, urging Wujin to manage expectations and avoid rushing into unnecessary risks. In deep thought, Wujin acknowledges that this journey demands patience, determination, and an unyielding focus on mastery. Wujin eagerly checks his quest rewards, a sense of excitement building as information floods in. The system displays detailed stats, showcasing his progress and abilities gained through his intense training. He connects the aura training method to a mysterious figure named Poseidon, sparking his curiosity. Discussing with his companion, Wujin gains insight into the origin of his sword aura techniques. With growing confidence, Wujin commits to honing his skills further, realizing his true potential lies ahead. Wujin reflects on the name Poseidon, intrigued by its connection to the aura techniques he learned. His companion jokingly takes credit for Wujin's rapid growth, despite knowing Wujin's determination drives his progress. The system introduces points for upgrading stats, enticing Wujin to further enhance his combat capabilities. Wujin contemplates the best way to utilize his points, considering his current strengths and weaknesses. With newfound determination, Wujin decides to fully embrace this system to maximize his potential effectively. A system notification sparks a realization in Wujin, prompting a deeper understanding of his swordsmanship's growth. His companion teases him about recent breakthroughs, but Wujin remains focused, contemplating his next steps. Wujin tests his newfound strength, impressing himself and his companion with efficient execution of techniques. Despite some limitations, Wujin acknowledges the system's value, eager to progress steadily and master its intricacies. Smiling confidently, Wujin sets his sights on the challenges ahead, ready to prove his capabilities. Wujin evaluates his stats, focusing on improving intelligence by refining his aura and training techniques. Despite potential threats, he prepares to train in peace, bolstered by his growing confidence and strength. A quick remark about rivals reveals Wujin's calm, dismissive attitude toward unnecessary distractions or challenges. His companion watches, amused by Wujin's determination to maximize his abilities and outshine all others. Wujin begins training, determined to achieve mastery, fully aware of the stakes and potential rewards. Wujin's companion jokingly questions his obsession with progress, noting the subtle intensity of his training. A playful exchange lightens the atmosphere, though Wujin remains steadfast in honing his abilities further. They discuss aura usage, Wujin gradually uncovering deeper insights about the balance between strength and control. Observing Wujin, his companion quietly marvels at his focus, impressed by his unique blend of skill and drive. Wujin, undistracted, continues pushing boundaries, his resolve solidifying with each successful technique he masters. Elsewhere, Wujin's rival vents frustration, racing away from perceived failure with determination etched on his face. His mind races as he vows revenge, unable to accept Wujin's rapid ascent within the family. Turning a corner, he collides with another figure, surprised by the unexpected interruption to his escape. The woman glares at him, unimpressed, sparking tension as they exchange challenging glances amidst the sunset glow. With a sharp retort, the scene shifts, teasing future developments and potential alliances or conflicts ahead. The rival tries to justify his actions but receives a sharp reprimand, his words faltering. The woman challenges him, accusing him of hiding his failures and questioning his inflated arrogance. Her taunts escalate, mocking his recent loss to Wujin and exposing his insecurities in public. Embarrassed and enraged, the rival clenches his fists, vowing silently to reclaim his tarnished reputation. Despite his anger, her laughter echoes, a reminder of his struggles in the path ahead. Fueled by frustration, the rival sprints toward the training grounds, his mind racing with thoughts. His anger grows as he considers Wujin's progress, determined to face him again soon. Reaching the training area, he finds Wujin waiting, a confident smirk playing on his lips. Wujin casually taunts him, noting the rival's flustered state and mocking his earlier defeat. The atmosphere intensifies as the two prepare for a confrontation, tension crackling between them. The rival demands an immediate fight, his anger boiling over as he challenges Wujin openly. Wujin's calm demeanor unnerves him, but he refuses to back down, ready for a duel. Wujin offers him a fair chance, provoking him further with a sly smirk and confidence. Confused and hesitant, the rival struggles to understand Wujin's calmness, wondering what he's truly planning. The scene is set for their clash, the sun setting as anticipation builds for their showdown. Wujin smirks, his confidence unsettling the rival, who begins questioning his own actions and motives. The rival recalls Wujin's rapid progress, feeling a mix of envy and disbelief at his transformation. Frustrated, he charges recklessly, shouting his intent to confront Wujin with everything he has. Wujin, calm and focused, anticipates the attack, preparing to counter with precision and calculated movements. As their clash begins, the training grounds erupt with energy, marking the start of their duel. The rival's fierce determination is evident as he launches a relentless barrage of attacks on Wujin. Wujin effortlessly deflects, his movements fluid and deliberate, showcasing his superior skill and control. Their eyes meet, an unspoken exchange revealing Wujin's confidence and the rival's simmering frustration. In one swift motion, Wujin gains the upper hand, landing a precise counter that stuns his opponent. The rival stumbles, realizing Wujin's mastery extends far beyond his initial assumptions or expectations. Wujin activates his aura, unleashing a surge of energy that overwhelms the rival completely. The system acknowledges Wujin's dominance, marking his victory and the rival's crushing defeat. The rival is thrown back by the force, hitting the ground as the crowd watches in awe. Wujin stands tall, his presence commanding respect as he solidifies his position within the family. The rival, bruised but humbled, begins to understand the gap between them and the journey ahead. The rival launches another desperate attack, fueled by frustration, his movements reckless and full of anger. Wujin sidesteps effortlessly, countering with a powerful blow that sends the rival staggering backward in shock. The crowd watches in awe as Wujin demonstrates flawless technique and control, overwhelming his opponent. The rival collapses to the ground, gasping for breath, realizing the undeniable gap in their abilities. Wujin stands tall, his calm demeanor radiating confidence, signaling the end of their intense confrontation. The rival collapses, panting heavily. As realization dawns on him, the gap between them is undeniable. Wujin steps forward, a calm smile on his face, acknowledging his progress with quiet satisfaction. He reflects on the duel, pleased to have further mastered the art of controlling his aura. Wujin, silently determined, resolves to continue refining his skills, knowing greater challenges lie ahead. Wujin gazes at the towering cityscape, impressed by the bustling streets and towering buildings. His companion questions his sudden venture outside, curious about Wujin's unusual decision to leave home. Wujin explains his intent to register as an aura user, now confident in his mastery. Reflecting on his recent battles, he believes it's time to officially step into the larger world. With determination, Wujin walks toward the registration building, ready to showcase his growth to the world. Wujin approaches the counter, greeted politely by an attendant asking about the purpose of his visit. Declaring his intent to register as a swordsman, he confidently begins filling out the necessary forms. The attendant notices Wujin's name, recognizing its connection to a prominent family, sparking curiosity. Surprised but composed, Wujin affirms his identity, maintaining his calm demeanor as the registration progresses. Preparations are made for the aura test, the room buzzing with anticipation as Wujin prepares himself. The attendant probes further, asking about Wujin's affiliation with his family. Intrigued by his enigmatic presence, Wujin casually dismisses the connection, explaining he doesn't conform to the family's typical reputation. The attendant mentions family expectations, creating tension as Wujin's aloof response hints at past conflicts. Another figure interjects, complaining about the need for aura tests, grumbling about perceived inconveniences. Wujin smirks, observing the scene, his confidence unshaken as the registration process nears its conclusion. Wujin confidently receives his certification, acknowledging the responsibilities and opportunities it brings for his growth. His companion teases him, amused by Wujin's relaxed demeanor despite his serious plans to disrupt norms. The registration process concludes, and Wujin prepares himself for the next steps in his journey. With a polite thank you, Wujin leaves the registration building, his path forward clearer than ever. As he steps outside, a sense of purpose fills him, marking the start of a new chapter. Walking through the streets, Wujin smiles, savoring his achievements while thinking about what lies ahead. His companion questions his enthusiasm, playfully scolding him for celebrating prematurely. Woojin reflects on the changes he's faced, acknowledging this as just the beginning of his journey. A voice interrupts, addressing Woojin as Mr. Swordsman, catching his attention with an unexpected request. Curious and intrigued, Woojin listens carefully, sensing an opportunity or challenge hidden in the offer. The attendant explains a dungeon has appeared nearby and is specifically requesting Woojin's involvement. Woojin considers the proposal, intrigued by the idea of testing his skills in a dungeon scenario. His companion advises caution, reminding him of the rumors surrounding the dungeon and its potential dangers. Despite the risks, Woojin accepts, confident in his abilities and eager to explore new challenges. With a notification confirming the quest, Woojin prepares to prove himself in this unexpected trial. Woojin smirks, seizing the chance to prove his growth, confident this mission will solidify his skills. Upon reaching the forest, he meets the team leader, introducing himself with calm assurance. The leader, skeptical of Woojin's background, questions his abilities while another team member observes quietly. Woojin's composed demeanor intrigues the group, though tension lingers due to the Baek family's reputation. The leader decides to move forward, trusting the preparation as they approach the dungeon entrance. The leader probes Woojin's intent, questioning why a swordsman of his standing would join such a team. Woojin deflects smoothly, hinting at his personal motives while maintaining an air of mystery. Another team member lightens the mood, shifting focus to the dungeon preparations, easing the rising tension. The group finalizes their plan, their collective determination building as they ready themselves for the challenge ahead. Quietly, Woojin reflects on his decision, feeling the eyes of both skepticism and curiosity upon him. A red-haired woman appears, standing tall on a rock, observing the group with a piercing gaze. Woojin notices her immediately, her presence triggering a vague sense of familiarity and unease. His companion whispers, questioning Woojin about the woman's identity, but Woojin remains silent, deep in thought. As the woman watches, a smirk spreads across her face, her motives unclear yet intriguing. Woojin locks eyes with her, wondering if she will be an ally, adversary, or something else entirely. Woojin senses familiarity with the red-haired woman, her intense presence reminiscent of a dangerous past. His companion compares her aura to a beast, emphasizing her intimidating energy and composure. A flashback reveals her as Park Yeonhwa, a notable figure known as the Red Lotus Flower. Yeonhwa's reputation precedes her, marked by strength, cunning, and a storied rivalry with Woojin's family. Woojin resolves to stay cautious, understanding her influence and potential role in their mission. Yeonhwa acknowledges the group, preparing to join the mission with her characteristic sharp demeanor. As their eyes meet, she formally introduces herself to Woojin, her gaze piercing and unreadable. Woojin smiles confidently, introducing himself in turn, sensing a mutual understanding beneath their formal exchange. Yeonhwa's expression softens momentarily, intrigued by Woojin's composed yet enigmatic demeanor. The team finalizes their plans, stepping into the dungeon as anticipation fills the air. Yeonhwa tests Woojin's resolve, subtly teasing him while observing his reaction to her calculated remarks. Woojin remains calm, their subtle exchange hinting at both mutual respect and underlying tension. Yeonhwa acknowledges Woojin's unique approach, noting his refusal to rely on family influence or shortcuts. The team leader calls for urgency, and the group proceeds into the glowing portal together. Woojin steels himself for what's ahead, aware that this mission could define his standing among peers. The team steps into the glowing portal, the atmosphere shifting to one of tension and mystery. Inside the dungeon, the team leader assigns roles, ensuring everyone understands their position in the formation. Woojin takes note of the strategy, silently observing the group's dynamics and preparing for what's ahead. His companion whispers about the ominous aura of the dungeon, hinting at unseen dangers awaiting them. The team moves cautiously, their steps echoing in the vast, shadowy expanse of the dungeon. A sudden rumble shakes the ground as a trap is triggered, throwing the group into chaos. The team reacts quickly, trying to regain balance as cracks spread beneath their feet. A loud crash signals the emergence of creatures, their menacing roars echoing through the cavern. Woojin assesses the situation, his focus sharp as the leader orders the group into battle positions. With a calm yet intense expression, Woojin prepares to face the approaching enemies, ready to prove his skill. The team braces for action as the creatures emerge, their sharp claws glinting in the dim light. The leader assigns targets, shouting commands to keep the group organized amidst the growing chaos. Woojin's companion warns about the creature's heightened senses, urging everyone to remain silent and alert. The monsters snarl menacingly, their coordinated movements emphasizing their intelligence and danger. The leader observes the creatures closely, warning the group about their sturdy neck armor and weaknesses. Wujin listens intently, assessing the battlefield, his calm demeanor masking his readiness to act. Ignoring the warnings, Wujin prepares his sword, confident in his ability to neutralize the threat. A creature charges, its sharp claws swiping wildly, but Wujin steps forward with calculated precision. The clash begins, Wujin's swift movements cutting through the creature's defenses with a sharp, decisive blow. The creatures grow more ferocious, coordinating their attacks and forcing the group to adapt quickly. One creature lunges, its momentum disrupted by a powerful strike from the team leader's axe. Wujin expertly maneuvers, targeting weak points, his actions showcasing experience far beyond what the team expected. The creatures retreat momentarily, regrouping as their guttural growls echo through the dungeon. The team regains formation, their determination growing as they prepare for the next wave of attacks. Explosions of light and energy fill the battlefield as the group fights fiercely against the creatures. Yeonhwa commands attention, her movements precise as she eliminates multiple threats with deadly efficiency. The leader checks for injuries, ensuring the team remains cohesive despite the chaos surrounding them. Wujin's companion warns him about the risks of inexperience, urging him to stay vigilant and strategic. Wujin smiles confidently, unshaken by the chaos, ready to prove his capability in this bake. Wujin stood firm, observing the beast's movements, sensing its ferocious power amidst chaos. The monster's claws swiped the air violently, forcing Wujin to focus and plan his move. As his determination grew, energy surged, forming a dark aura glowing with raw potential. "Activate Black Blade Mode," the system announced, merging the skill with Wujin's fierce resolve and strength. Dodging the beast's attack, Wujin aimed for its heart, determined to end the fight decisively. The monster roared in anger, staggering as Wujin's sword struck deep, shaking its massive frame. "Its neck's weak spot," Wujin noted, analyzing the best angle to finish the fight. Vines suddenly lashed out from behind, surprising Wujin and interrupting his critical attack position. The vines entangled the beast and pulled it back, creating an opportunity for a final blow. Wujin lunged forward, sword ready, as chaos unfolded around them, tension rising with every step. The red-haired warrior entered, her blade slicing through the chaos, radiating precision and confidence. Her swift strike stunned the enemy, creating a powerful explosion that cleared their immediate threat. "Why aim for the neck?" she smirked, suggesting brute force would suffice to finish things. Yeonhwa's confident smile reassured Wujin as she easily dispatched the remaining foe with pure strength. Baek Wujin scanned the cavern, his sharp eyes noticing small details amidst the dim environment. He descended with the group, the scattered monster corpses confirming their progress through the dungeon. "Why attack immediately?" someone pondered. As the strange behavior of monsters left everyone slightly uneasy, Wujin studied their patterns, recalling every tactic as he pieced together potential threats ahead. "How did you know their weakness?" a companion asked, intrigued by Wujin's calculated decisions. "Someone told me long ago," Wujin muttered, memories of past lessons flickering in his mind. The group gathered, sharing thoughts, while Wujin's quiet demeanor hid the depth of his knowledge. "How tough are these creatures?" someone wondered, their resilience evident in the group's collective exhaustion. Wujin observed silently, piecing together clues from every encounter to anticipate what came next. His keen instincts sensed that something bigger was brewing, hidden in the dungeon's shadows. Two diverging paths appeared ahead, forcing the team to decide the next course of action. Wujin suggested splitting into smaller groups, maximizing their chances of survival and uncovering hidden dangers. A sudden noise drew everyone's attention, revealing a hulking figure adorned with ominous markings. "A boss seal?" someone gasped, the sight confirming their fears of a challenging opponent ahead. Wujin tightened his grip, mentally preparing for the unpredictable battle that awaited them all. The glowing seal on the beast hinted at dungeon tampering, a thought that alarmed Wujin. How did they enhance its strength? Wujin wondered, his mind racing for possible explanations. "Dungeon bosses grow stronger with disruptions," a companion noted, analyzing the boss's strange aura carefully. Wujin nodded, realizing this dungeon's manipulation posed a greater challenge than expected for their team. Yeonhwa stepped forward confidently, her demeanor assuring everyone she had no fear of the boss ahead. "What's the plan?" a teammate asked, concern rising as the team prepared for the fight. Wujin instructed the others to cover the alternate path while Yeonhwa focused on the boss. Before anyone could stop her, Yeonhwa darted toward the beast, her resolve unwavering and fierce. The group hesitated, unsure whether to follow or trust her to handle the situation alone. A younger member volunteered, eager to help, believing teamwork was necessary for overcoming such odds. "Stay back," Wujin advised, his experience reminding the group that battles required focus, not reckless bravery. He promised to assist, his steady gaze instilling confidence as he prepared to join Yeonhwa. The team agreed, splitting their efforts to manage both the dungeon's threats and the boss. Woojin sprinted forward, his heart steady, knowing precision and timing were vital for victory ahead. Determined, he joined Yeonhwa, ready to prove his strength and ensure the team's success together. "Why volunteer?" Woojin asked, observing the determined expression of his companion with growing curiosity. Yeonhwa crossed the line, claiming the boss I set my sights on first. The companion emphasized potential rewards, hinting at valuable items Woojin couldn't ignore despite the risk. Woojin sighed, his attention drawn to a sudden system notification appearing before his eyes. A surprise quest offered points and a mysterious reward for defeating the boss first. Perfect timing, Woojin thought, accepting the quest and resolving to confront the boss head-on. The glowing notification faded as Woojin dashed forward, his heart set on claiming victory alone. "I'll risk everything," he muttered, his determination unwavering despite the challenges waiting ahead. His companion followed closely, exasperated by Woojin's fearless attitude toward life-and-death situations. They wondered, pushing forward with reluctant resolve. Woojin observed the strange mole-like creature, realizing its unique traits hinted at experimental dungeon tampering. It must have mutated, Woojin thought, connecting the signs of irregularities with the boss's strange strength. He analyzed carefully, deducing the weaknesses of such creatures were often not as they seemed. Woojin pondered their origins, considering the timelines and possibilities of how this dungeon came to be. "This timeline feels different," Woojin murmured, steeling himself for the battles looming just ahead. "This time will be different," Woojin vowed, gripping his sword tighter as resolve filled him. His memories fueled his determination to grow stronger and challenge the burdens of his lineage. "The Baek family?" he whispered, preparing to face both his destiny and the enemies ahead. Woojin spotted the target, a hulking figure guarding the path, and he smiled slightly. "Found her," he said, his focus sharpening as his footsteps carried him closer to confrontation. Thankfully, the boss hadn't been defeated yet, Woojin noted, feeling urgency to act quickly. "Let's get there first," he decided, quickening his pace toward the ominous figure ahead. Yeonhwa was already engaged, her movements fierce and calculated as she clashed with the boss. Woojin paused briefly, recognizing Yeonhwa's strength, but questioning the recklessness of her isolated approach. "Hey!" he called out, his voice firm as he readied himself to join the fray. Yeonhwa's sharp voice interrupted Woojin, questioning his sudden movement toward the dangerous dungeon boss. "I'm going to the boss," Woojin replied, his tone steady, determination in his eyes. Yeonhwa criticized Woojin's recklessness, doubting his ability to handle such a dangerous task alone. "I didn't come to help," Woojin clarified, his words filled with unshakable confidence and focus. "I'll defeat the boss myself," he declared, leaving Yeonhwa skeptical but intrigued by his resolve. Yeonhwa smirked, her tone shifting as she mocked Woojin's ambitious claims of independence and skill. Woojin stood firm, deflecting her doubts while affirming his determination to face the challenges ahead. "The dungeon isn't a game," Yeonhwa warned, her sharp words striking deeper than expected. Woojin's companion watched silently, unsure of his confidence but unwilling to discourage his bold decision. "Hey, Woojin," the companion called softly, testing his composure as tension thickened between the two. "Bet? Did you just say bet?" Woojin asked, his confidence overshadowing the tension. 3 minutes to defeat the boss, Woojin wagered, his tone bold and challenging Yeonhwa's doubt. The air shifted as Woojin's words carried a competitive edge, sparking interest in the group. Yeonhwa smirked, raising her eyebrows as she acknowledged Woojin's spirited proposal and growing resolve. 3 minutes? She questioned, excitement rising, ready to see if Woojin could back his claim. Baek Woojin stood silently, his eyes scanning the scene, sensing tension in the air. The red-haired swordswoman stepped forward, her voice firm, signaling urgency as time ticked away. "Get ready," she insisted, drawing her blade, her expression sharp and filled with resolve. Woojin nodded slightly, gripping his sword tighter as the battle's weight loomed over them. A faint grin crossed her face as her confidence ignited the embers of the fight. A massive figure emerged from the shadows, its roar shaking the ground beneath their feet. Baek Woojin assessed the creature calmly, calculating every move as the air turned heavy. "You're a cheat," the swordswoman muttered under her breath, unsure of what to expect next. Her eyes widened as Woojin's blade began to glow faintly, radiating a mysterious energy. The creature lunged forward, but Woojin sidestepped gracefully, his blade aimed with unyielding precision. The swordswoman watched intently as Woojin's movements became faster, a blur against the monstrous foe. Her grip tightened on her weapon, prepared to assist but unsure if it was needed. Woojin's focus remained unbroken, his blade slicing through the air with eerie determination and skill. The ground trembled as the beast roared in pain, staggering but refusing to fall. Wujin exhaled slowly, his blade glowing brighter, preparing a final strike to end the battle. The beast charged at Wujin, its strength shaking the battlefield, determined to overpower him. Wujin braced himself, his feet firm on the ground, ready to counter the fierce attack. With precision, he parried the beast's claws, narrowly avoiding its massive blow. The beast howled in frustration as Wujin's calm demeanor unnerved it, making it hesitate. From a distance, the swordswoman watched, impressed by Wujin's quick reflexes and unmatched composure. The beast reeled back, enraged, its movements erratic but fueled by pure fury. Wujin anticipated its next move, calculating each step with measured focus and determination. He dashed forward, blade in hand, closing the distance between him and the beast. Sparks flew as steel met bone, the clash echoing across the dimly lit battlefield. Wujin smirked slightly, a small victory evident in his decisive and precise strike. Wujin activated a hidden power, dark energy radiating from his blade, consuming the surrounding air. The beast froze momentarily, sensing the surge of power, its instincts screaming of impending danger. Purple aura engulfed Wujin, his blade glowing ominously, signaling the unleashing of his ultimate technique. In a single motion, Wujin unleashed the power, a blinding light swallowing the battlefield whole. As the dust settled, the beast fell motionless, and Wujin stood victorious amidst the chaos. Wujin delivered a devastating strike, his silhouette framed against the blinding red of his power. Crimson splatters painted the battlefield as the beast fell, defeated, its reign of terror ended. Wujin stood victorious, his calm demeanor contrasting the astonished looks of those around him. The swordswoman struggled to process what had happened, her disbelief evident in her wide eyes. Wujin casually brushed off the tension, explaining the task with a confident smirk on his face. "I won the bet," he declared, his tone nonchalant while she glanced at the notification. The system displayed rewards, confirming Wujin's unexpected triumph and leaving her both impressed and perplexed. "You're unbelievable," she exclaimed, trying to comprehend how a novice could defeat such a powerful foe. Wujin, unbothered, leaned against the defeated beast, radiating an aura of effortless confidence. "This blade has its secrets," he teased, leaving her frustrated and desperate for clear answers. She demanded an explanation, but Wujin dodged her questions, enjoying her reaction more than sharing the truth. "Want to know how I killed the boss?" he asked, fueling her curiosity further. With a playful grin, Wujin replied, "I'll never tell," leaving her visibly annoyed and speechless. "You told me to ask," she retorted, her frustration peaking as he laughed nonchalantly. Wujin justified his silence, adding, "What kind of guy would reveal all his secrets?" Despite her irritation, she admired his calmness, unable to deny his unexpected skill and charisma. "Now, what wish should I ask for?" Wujin mused, changing the subject with playful ease. The swordswoman sighed, finally admitting she had underestimated Wujin's skills and unexpected capabilities. Wujin, with a knowing grin, stated he'd save his granted wish for later. He casually revealed her full name, catching her off guard with his surprising knowledge. "How did you know?" she demanded, her voice sharp with curiosity and slight unease. Wujin shrugged, feigning innocence, and joked about overhearing warriors' rumors, leaving her visibly irritated. Wujin crossed his arms, looking smug as he savored her growing frustration with his antics. She couldn't shake the feeling of familiarity, wondering why this boy felt oddly significant. To have a wish from the famous Jiak family. "How should I use it?" he teased. Her irritation grew as she warned him about the consequences of testing her patience further. Wujin smirked, playfully suggesting calling out her rivals, leaving her fuming but speechless. The swordswoman finally gave in, hiding her annoyance as Wujin joked about her old-fashioned reactions. She brushed it off, quickly diverting attention to the defeated beast lying before them. Wujin noticed something gleaming and calmly pointed out that the boss had dropped a reward. Everyone's attention shifted as the faint golden glow hinted at a significant treasure waiting. "A boss's reward, shining like this, must be something truly rare," Wujin muttered confidently. Wujin picked up the glowing ring, inspecting it closely, curious about its properties. The purple-haired companion offered to appraise it, eager to show her skills. The system revealed its details. A rare ring boosting stamina and resistance to control effects. Wujin smirked, satisfied with the reward, as the swordswoman looked on with mixed emotions. "Congratulations," she muttered, reluctantly acknowledging his success. Wujin joked about how easily he defeated the boss, irritating the swordswoman further. She demanded to see proof, her pride refusing to accept his claim without evidence. With a smirk, Wujin revealed the boss's core, confirming his victory. Shocked but impressed, she grudgingly praised him, though her frustration lingered. "Good work," she said, masking her surprise with a firm nod of approval. The group prepared to leave, reflecting on the unexpected events of the day. Wujin's casual attitude puzzled the swordswoman, who couldn't understand how he handled everything so effortlessly. That guy, so talented yet so infuriating, she muttered under her breath. As they exited the dungeon, the air shifted, hinting at new challenges ahead. Woojin smirked, ready to face whatever awaited, his confidence unshaken. Woojin walked confidently, brushing off any confusion about his background, his companion struggling to keep up. The purple-haired girl accused him of misleading her, but Woojin just smirked at her frustration. You never asked directly, he countered, leaving her both annoyed and slightly amused. As they approached the mansion, Woojin's confidence radiated, unnerving his curious companion. She admitted, You're strange, but somehow you're also amazing, as she followed him inside. The butler greeted Woojin at the gate, bowing respectfully and calling him young master. The companion observed in shock as Woojin nonchalantly acknowledged the butler's welcome. Take good care of him, the butler instructed others, emphasizing Woojin's unexpected importance. Woojin smirked, brushing off the formalities, leaving everyone slightly puzzled by his calm demeanor. I look forward to working with you, he said, making the companion's disbelief grow stronger. Woojin learned that he was being sent to the Baek Monastery, a rare honor. The butler explained the patriarch's orders, revealing that Woojin had exceeded all expectations. Finishing a dungeon and registering your aura in 1 day is impressive, the butler noted. Woojin's expression remained neutral, though his companion sensed he was inwardly enjoying the praise. Woojin approached the grand ancestral building, marveling at the honor of being granted access. His companion trailed behind, still processing the gravity of what this privilege represented. This is your next step, she said, encouraging him as they stared at the entrance. Woojin stepped forward, determination flickering in his eyes, ready to claim his place in history. The sun cast a brilliant glow over the building, symbolizing a new chapter in his journey. The door creaked open, revealing a grand interior bathed in golden light, overwhelming Woojin momentarily. Finally, my journey begins, he whispered, suppressing a rare moment of emotion as he stepped inside. His companion teased him, joking about tears, but Woojin smirked, brushing off her remarks. This is just the beginning, he replied, his voice steady with quiet confidence. The room seemed to echo with anticipation, holding the weight of generations of potential. A brief flashback revealed the legacy of those who came before Woojin, their triumphs and struggles. His companion reminded him of the responsibility he now carried, her tone both serious and supportive. Don't let the past weigh you down, she urged, her words a mix of advice and challenge. Woojin nodded, his resolve hardening, understanding the path forward demanded courage and focus. The final shot lingered on his determined gaze, promising a story of greatness yet to unfold. Woojin encountered an unexpected ally who shared cryptic advice about the dangers ahead in his path. A flashback revealed a darker history of betrayal and loyalty among powerful individuals. His companion questioned their intentions, but Woojin dismissed her concern with a reassuring look. Let's focus on what lies ahead, he said, looking determinedly at the Baek Monastery. The majestic structure stood tall, a symbol of his next challenge and opportunities to grow stronger. Inside the monastery, Woojin was handed his robes and instructed about his duties as a resident. His calm demeanor impressed the staff, who had rarely seen someone adapt so quickly. Woojin's companion teased him about being overly serious, but he brushed it off with a grin. You'll see why this matters soon, he said, hinting at his greater ambitions. The atmosphere shifted, signaling that this was just the beginning of a greater journey. Woojin settled into his quarters, reflecting on the peculiar encounters and words of encouragement from others. His companion expressed doubts about Woojin's connection to the Baek family, prompting a thoughtful pause. It's not about trust, but about proving my place, Woojin replied, his tone firm and steady. A playful banter followed as they prepared for the challenges tomorrow would bring. Woojin's resolve remained unshaken as he reminded himself of the long road ahead. Woojin, confident as ever, declared he knew the kind of person his father was. The elder acknowledged Woojin's determination, noting that it reflected well on the family's legacy. Woojin's companion watched the exchange, silently questioning the true dynamics of the Baek family. You'll never understand this family, Woojin remarked with a smirk, brushing off the complexities. The group moved forward, opening a mysterious chamber that held untold possibilities. The chamber revealed floating cards, each glowing with potential, waiting to be chosen. Woojin analyzed the options carefully, considering the significance of each choice laid before him. Choose wisely, the system advised, as the companion watched nervously, unsure of what he'd pick. Woojin finally made his selection, his eyes gleaming with certainty as he reached out. The room lit up, signaling the activation of the chosen reward, which pulsed with power. The chosen card revealed a mask, glowing faintly as it descended into Woojin's hands. What? A mask? His companion exclaimed, confused by the simplicity of the item. Woojin inspected it calmly, knowing its true value would soon reveal itself. Even the smallest tools can have great impact, he muttered, his tone filled with confidence. The scene ended with Woojin's smirk, leaving his companion both puzzled and intrigued. Woojin examined the mask, noting its intricate craftsmanship and mysterious aura. His companion, skeptical, questioned the mask's utility, her voice laced with frustration. "Check its description," Woojin calmly suggested, pointing to the system's glowing interface. The mask's abilities were revealed, a legendary artifact capable of altering one's appearance completely. "This thing is incredible!" Woojin exclaimed, his excitement piquing his companion's curiosity. Woojin marveled at the mask's powers, considering the possibilities it offered for disguises and deception. His companion teased him about testing it out, her tone a mix of sarcasm and interest. Woojin smirked and decided to activate the mask, eager to explore its potential. The room lit up as the transformation began, dazzling both Woojin and his companion. "Why don't you try it out?" she asked, intrigued by the artifact's capabilities. Woojin donned the mask, the system prompting him to select new traits for his transformation. He chose a light blue appearance, watching as his body began to morph dramatically. The transformation was complete, leaving Woojin with a strikingly different appearance. His companion gasped, amazed by the mask's power and its seamless results. "This is insane," Woojin muttered, already planning how to use this new ability strategically. Woojin marveled at the mask's transformation, fully realizing the extent of its powerful effects. "This item is seriously insane," he muttered, already considering how to maximize its potential. His companion observed closely, her skepticism turning into grudging admiration for the artifact. "Still think it's cheaply made?" Woojin teased, prompting her to admit its undeniable craftsmanship. The conversation shifted as Woojin revealed the mask's origin, hinting at its ties to a greater legacy. The companion's eyes widened in shock, questioning the mysterious connection between Woojin and the mask's origin. Baek Woojin gazes at the horizon, hearing rumors of a secretive empire's influence. The Kane Empire, shrouded in mystery, seems tied to every power move he's witnessed. Source of everything, they call it, a place inaccessible but deeply significant to him. A cryptic guide advises him to focus on growth, leaving answers for the right moment. With resolve in his eyes, Woojin decides to train harder for the coming storm. Sparring partners exchange blows, testing limits, as Woojin refines his form with sharper determination. A fleeting thought lingers. Training today could mean survival tomorrow in a ruthless world. Mysterious figures watch from afar, their intentions hidden, yet their presence felt like shadows. A faint memory sparks within Woojin, a whisper about the source he must one day face. Woojin stands before a council, their piercing gazes challenging his resolve and future decisions. Discussions of a hidden swordmaster resurface. Woojin wonders if this is his missing link. A rival smirks, hinting at secrets Woojin hasn't uncovered, goading him toward discovery. Woojin's father's reputation precedes him, rumors connecting their family to unimaginable ancient knowledge. A grand hall filled with skeptics, Woojin defends his path despite their underestimations. An elder's cryptic smile warns Woojin of the stakes as a mysterious wager looms. A sly smirk reveals hidden motives, as Woojin's rival pushes boundaries for an unexpected challenge. The elder's approving nod sparks curiosity. What lies behind this sudden allowance of risky opportunities? Woojin clenches his fists, determined to uncover why their family holds such profound expectations of him. A simple touch on the ground reminds him of his purpose and how far he's come. Gratitude fills his heart as he whispers, "Thank you," preparing for the trials ahead. A glowing screen appears unexpectedly, its message invoking Woojin's deep sense of both dread and curiosity. A quest with a simple title, "Walk Your Path." Its complexity far exceeds initial impressions. The words challenge Woojin to defy tradition, forging his own unique destiny among countless possibilities. Doubts creep in briefly, but a calm resolve solidifies his choice to accept the unknown quest. "I'll choose my way," Woojin affirms, locking eyes with the glowing task, ready for what's next. New allies emerge, each with peculiar traits, adding mystery to Woojin's growing journey of self-discovery. Shadows loom over distant mountains, hinting at formidable foes waiting to test Woojin's rising strength. Flashbacks surface old scars and battles remind him of the cost of relentless determination and ambition. The elder smiles knowingly, aware of Woojin's burden and the weight of his unyielding spirit. With his decision made, Woojin steps forward, confident that this path will lead to greatness. Woojin's starting point was always unique. He'd been destined to follow a different path entirely. A mentor's voice resonates. Your choices define your journey, not the path others set for you. Woojin reflects deeply, pondering the weight of carving his own way amidst overwhelming expectations. His rival's smirk hints at skepticism, pushing Woojin to commit to the challenge before him. With quiet determination, Woojin resolves to forge a path that reflects his true potential and grit. As doubt seeps in, Woojin clenches his fist, knowing hesitation will shatter his resolve. The elder, unwavering in wisdom, silently watches, waiting for Woojin to make his fateful decision. A glowing prompt appears again, confirming Woojin's acceptance of the quest that tests his entire will. The room shifts with tension as Woojin declares, "I'll walk my own path," surprising the onlookers. The elder smiles faintly, approving Woojin's choice as the beginning of an extraordinary, self-determined journey. Woojin takes a breath, readying himself as the weight of his decision begins to unfold. "No turning back," he whispers, steeling his heart for the trials that await his resolve. The elders grant access to the sacred halls, unlocking resources that could elevate his destiny. Woojin's confidence surges, knowing he finally stands on equal footing with those who underestimated him. As he steps forward, he promises himself to honor this chance and prove his unyielding strength. The elder's stern gaze challenges Woojin, urging him to train under a skilled instructor's guidance. Woojin declines, preferring solitary practice to refine his unique skills, despite the elder's reservations. The elder accepts his decision but imposes a strict 2-month timeframe to prove his resolve. Woojin kneels respectfully, determination etched on his face as he vows to exceed expectations. 2 months is enough, he thinks, ready to show the true depth of his potential. In a private chamber, Woojin begins rigorous training, every strike echoing his relentless drive forward. Each swing grows sharper, his mind focused solely on the promise to surpass the elder's test. Rivals watch from afar, doubting his lone efforts but unable to ignore his unwavering dedication. Sweat-soaked and breathless, Woojin refines his craft, knowing these moments define his future trajectory. The elder, silently observing from a distance, acknowledges Woojin's unyielding spirit with a slight nod of approval. Training intensifies as Woojin faces new obstacles, testing his stamina and skill against unyielding, relentless challenges. A red-haired rival appears, mocking Woojin's efforts while flaunting superior resources and familial privileges. Woojin ignores the taunts, his focus unbroken, knowing words mean little compared to action. The rival, frustrated, escalates the tension, warning Woojin of consequences for defying expectations and traditions. Woojin smirks, responding with quiet confidence, his resolve unshaken by the distractions around him. The red-haired figure smirks, holding crucial information about someone Woojin seeks for his journey. "What?" the rival blurts, curiosity piqued as the conversation shifts to an unexpected revelation. Mockingly, the red-haired rival teases, hinting at more knowledge while enjoying the moment of control. After playful resistance, they reluctantly share the document, their demeanor betraying a mix of amusement and intrigue. The paper reveals Woojin's name, triggering a quiet moment of realization for the rival's newfound interest. The document reveals Woojin's lineage, linking him to the prestigious Divine Sword Bake family. Fury ignites in the red-haired rival, feeling deceived and enraged by Woojin's concealed family ties. The red-haired rival fumes, holding papers that confirm Woojin's ties to the Bake family. In disbelief, their frustration explodes, shattering their composure as they vow to confront Woojin. Clutching their anger, they resolve to uncover Woojin's motives while retaining a playful outward demeanor. Another figure enters the scene, cautioning the red-haired rival to focus and not let emotions control. With a mischievous grin, they accept the challenge, eager to learn more about Woojin's mysterious past. Determined to prove themselves, the rivals' competitive streak intensifies, vowing to surpass Woojin's accomplishments. They prepare to engage Woojin directly, their fiery spirit masking a growing curiosity about his strength. Flashbacks reveal hints of admiration mixed with frustration for Woojin's bold defiance against traditional expectations. Training harder, they fuel their resolve, drawing strength from their fiery ambition to rival Woojin. As tensions build, they realize this rivalry might shape them into something they never expected before. Woojin reflects on his recent challenges, standing in the training field with quiet determination. His thoughts are interrupted by familiar faces, offering support or hidden agendas as they approach. He analyzes the scene, recognizing allies and adversaries, while preparing for the tests ahead. The training ground buzzes with activity, each individual driven by their unique motivations and unresolved conflicts. Woojin smirks, ready to prove himself once again, as the world around him intensifies. Woojin's presence draws whispers as onlookers recognize him, a stark contrast to his modest demeanor. A sparring session begins, and Woojin's calm energy contrasts sharply with the intensity of his opponent. "Don't get distracted," a voice reminds, urging focus as Woojin prepares to demonstrate his mastery. First movements reveal Woojin's precision, each step calculated to teach and challenge his sparring partner. "I'll judge your readiness," Woojin states, his calm confidence both reassuring and slightly intimidating. Wujin's sparring session takes an explosive turn as he effortlessly counters an attack with finesse. The crowd watches in awe, seeing his mastery unfold as every move speaks of disciplined training. His partner stumbles, realizing the vast gap between their skill levels despite equal footing moments ago. A dramatic strike sends the opponent flying, landing safely but with a newfound respect for Wujin. Wujin lowers his blade, silently reminding everyone that actions speak louder than words in proving strength. A fiery exchange erupts as Wujin's actions invite both admiration and frustration from those watching. The defeated opponent fumes, while Wujin's calm demeanor hides any satisfaction, keeping his focus forward. "You're reckless," someone mutters, their frustration palpable as Wujin remains unaffected by their criticism. "I only reflect what I've been taught," Wujin replies, his words laced with quiet wisdom. The tension eases slightly, though the crowd knows that Wujin's journey has only just begun. Wujin faces mocking comments, dismissing them with a calm resolve as the crowd watches curiously. Whispers spread doubt about his abilities, but Wujin's confidence remains unwavering amidst their judgments. "You'll see soon," he smirks, silently preparing to showcase his mastery against their misguided assumptions. As challenges arise, Wujin sharpens his focus, determined to let his actions speak volumes. His quiet resilience hints at the immense strength he has yet to reveal to the doubters. A glowing symbol appears, guiding Wujin to refine his precision in executing flawless swordsmanship techniques. "Trace the line," he murmurs, focusing intently as the task pushes his limits of control. His blade moves with precision, revealing his ability to channel energy into perfect harmony. Wujin's determination shines as he completes the challenge, each strike bringing him closer to perfection. Again, he says to himself, pushing forward with unmatched determination to master this newfound skill. Wujin's strikes become faster and sharper, catching the attention of the onlookers in stunned silence. His movements radiate power, his form flowing like water yet striking with unrelenting precision. A single flawless move sends shockwaves through the field, leaving his opponents in awe of his ability. The audience gasps as Wujin effortlessly demonstrates his unmatched skill, silencing the last whispers of doubt. He sheathes his blade calmly, his quiet confidence now validated by the shocked expressions surrounding him. Wujin contemplates possible outcomes, maintaining composure while others grow increasingly curious about his next steps. A quiet confidence surrounds him, contrasting the unease of his peers as tensions subtly rise. "Let them underestimate me," Wujin thinks, his calm exterior hiding a fierce determination within. The situation escalates when his abilities are called into question, drawing more attention to Wujin. Wujin's subtle smirk conveys his readiness to prove his worth, letting actions speak louder than words. A rival challenges Wujin with sharp words, their frustration evident as doubts about him linger. Wujin steps forward, accepting the provocation with quiet resolve, his confidence unsettling his opponent. Observers murmur about his potential, some questioning whether his restrained demeanor hides untapped power. Wujin offers a simple nod, signaling his intent to settle matters through skill, not words. The rival smirks back, clearly eager to test Wujin's capabilities in a direct confrontation. Wujin prepares for the sparring match, his calm presence contrasting the growing excitement in the crowd. A determined rival faces him, eager to prove themselves against Wujin's unshaken confidence. The tension rises as Wujin's quiet composure masks the immense focus building within him. With a graceful yet powerful stance, Wujin silently signals his readiness to begin the encounter. The stage is set, and the crowd watches intently, awaiting a clash that promises to astound. Wujin's focus sharpens as he realizes the stage is set, recalling past challengers' mocking words. Shadows loom over his opponent, embodying the weight of regret as Wujin's presence dominates the room. Wujin calmly observes the setup, his opponents whispering about his reputation and their expectations. The crowd grows, eager to witness Wujin's skills and whether he can surpass his challengers. His opponents step forward, their confidence faltering as they feel Wujin's commanding presence in the arena. Wujin smiles faintly, signaling his readiness to engage while silently reflecting on his journey so far. As the match begins, Wujin's opponents realize they're facing more than just strength, they're facing mastery. The sparring session continues, with challengers stepping forward to test their strength against Wujin's calm resolve. His focus sharpens, every movement deliberate, as he counters their attacks with precision and grace. Spectators murmur in awe, watching Wujin's dominance unfold as his challengers struggle to keep up. One by one, his opponents fall back, realizing their underestimation of Wujin was a grave mistake. Wujin pauses, letting his actions speak louder than words, his mastery leaving the audience captivated. Wujin selects his next challenger with confidence, his gaze piercing through the crowd's lingering doubts. "Why him?" a voice questions, disbelief evident as Wujin's choice surprises the onlookers. Memories of past encounters flash, revealing deeper connections and motivations for Wujin's unexpected decision. "Let's see how far you've come," Wujin remarks silently, ready to test his chosen challenger. The atmosphere shifts as the crowd senses this match will reveal something extraordinary about Wujin's intent. Wujin observes his opponent's aura, his calm demeanor masking an intense focus on every detail. A wave of energy radiates, signaling the start of a duel fueled by anticipation and skill. Wujin strategizes silently, his opponent charging forward with raw determination, oblivious to Wujin's calculated patience. As swords clash, Wujin deflects effortlessly, each movement revealing his superior training and unmatched composure. A sudden shift in Wujin's energy stuns the audience, hinting at his mastery over combat. Wujin's opponent questions his methods, their confidence wavering as Wujin reveals a deeper layer of skill. "Sword drawing requires mastery," Wujin remarks, his opponent struggling to comprehend the precision behind each move. A burst of energy interrupts, Wujin's sword technique dazzling the crowd with its flawless execution. His opponent charges again, dismissing Wujin's expertise, only to be met with a devastatingly swift counter. Wujin's blade halts inches away, his restraint showcasing control and sparking admiration in the gathered spectators. Wujin steps forward, a subtle glow surrounding his blade as the duel reaches its peak. His opponent falters, overwhelmed by the sheer precision of Wujin's strikes and his unyielding composure. With one decisive move, Wujin disarms his rival, leaving the audience in awe of his mastery. He lowers his blade, signaling the end, as his opponent kneels, acknowledging Wujin's unparalleled skill. Wujin turns away, his quiet triumph earning respect, as whispers of his potential spread through the crowd. Wujin's blade stops short, his opponent frozen in disbelief at the restrained but overwhelming counterattack. "Shame," Wujin murmurs, stepping back as his opponent realizes the wide gulf between their skills. The defeated opponent trembles, reflecting on Wujin's precision, his realization of inadequacy clear to the audience. Wujin calmly surveys the scene, his poise highlighting his mastery of combat and presence. "Next," Wujin announces, his quiet determination pushing the crowd's awe into a tense silence. The next challenger steps forward hesitantly, but Wujin's sharp gaze leaves no room for hesitation. Wujin deflects effortlessly, each movement a reminder of his refined technique, honed through countless challenges. "Who's next?" he asks, his tone calm yet commanding, the crowd wavering under his gaze. Those watching whisper nervously, their admiration tempered with caution as Wujin's reputation solidifies further. The day's sparring ends with Wujin standing tall, the sun setting on a victorious stage. Wujin's mentor smirks, reflecting on his growth while challengers begrudgingly acknowledge his rising prowess. In his past life, they underestimated him, the mentor muses, now seeing Wujin exceed expectations. Wujin's focus sharpens as he listens, determined to ensure his strength silences all lingering doubts. The horizon glows with promise, Wujin's silhouette standing against a backdrop of limitless potential. The journey continues, with Wujin's resolve unshaken and his path illuminated by newfound purpose. Baek Wujin stepped forward, leaving two opponents defeated on the ground without much effort. He glanced around, wondering if the remaining challengers would be any different today. The fading sunlight cast long shadows, but no one else dared to approach him. Wujin's gaze fixed on the last opponent standing, sensing hesitation in the boy's eyes. A small smirk formed as Wujin calmly waited, confident in the inevitable outcome ahead. Wujin decided the final opponent would be the one he had anticipated all along. His eyes narrowed as the familiar figure approached, stirring an old rivalry. The opponent stepped forward with clenched fists, showing determination despite lingering doubts. Wujin casually pointed, signaling the next match without hesitation or words. The opponent's expression shifted, unsure but unwilling to back down in front of others. Wujin's calm stare met the boy's glare. Their silent tension felt across the courtyard. He remembered the boy's previous defeat and the lingering frustration that followed. Footsteps echoed as Wujin moved forward, steady and without any hesitation. The training grounds felt heavier as the two faced off, ready for the duel. Wujin smiled slightly, giving his opponent a chance to prove himself once again. Wujin's footsteps echoed as he calmly approached, eyes focused and unwavering in determination. Observers whispered, acknowledging his brother's talent but sensing something different in Wujin's stance. Wujin's grip tightened on his wooden sword, fully aware of the challenge ahead. His opponent shifted nervously, feeling the weight of Wujin's quiet confidence and readiness. Wujin's foot slid forward, signaling the start as he prepared for the first strike. Wujin dashed forward, his speed surprising even the experienced onlookers watching closely from the sidelines. The opponent barely reacted in time, raising his sword in defense with a loud shout. Their swords clashed, sparks flying as Wujin's relentless attack pushed him further back. Wu Jin's strikes felt precise, calculated, and heavy, each one leaving no room for hesitation. The opponent gritted his teeth, struggling to keep pace with Wu Jin's overwhelming technique. Wu Jin's blade met the opponent's head-on, glowing faintly as he blocked a heavy strike. Their clash resonated through the courtyard, onlookers frozen by the intensity of the exchange. Wu Jin's eyes sharpened, reading every movement with practiced ease and absolute focus. His opponent's strength wavered slightly, allowing Wu Jin to press forward confidently. Wu Jin's sword swung in a decisive arc, ready to bring the match to an end. Wu Jin's opponent unleashed aura, desperate to match his relentless pressure and overwhelming strikes. Wu Jin's eyes narrowed, calmly watching the opponent's unstable power surge uncontrollably around him. The ground trembled slightly as their swords clashed again, ringing loudly across the courtyard. Wu Jin sidestepped a powerful swing, countering swiftly with a precise and controlled strike. His opponent stumbled, realizing Wu Jin was not only faster but completely unfazed by his aura. Wu Jin's opponent lunged forward, frustration visible in his fierce yet unsteady attack. Wu Jin effortlessly blocked, meeting the opponent's aggressive blow head-on without flinching. His opponent growled in frustration, pouring everything into the next decisive strike. Wu Jin deflected it smoothly, driving his opponent further back with relentless pressure. The crowd murmured, sensing Wu Jin's calmness and dominance throughout the intense match. Wu Jin's sword swung upward, cutting through the air with practiced precision and calm focus. His opponent barely kept up, struggling to withstand the momentum Wu Jin maintained effortlessly. Wu Jin's footwork shifted, his next attack aiming to end the duel decisively. His opponent grit his teeth, trying to hold his ground against the powerful strike. Wu Jin's aura flickered slightly, signaling he was ready to finish the match. Wu Jin's aura surged, shadows twisting around him as dark energy flared from his blade. His opponent froze, eyes widening at the sudden shift in Wu Jin's overwhelming presence. Wu Jin remained calm, sidestepping a surprise attack with graceful precision and ease. His opponent lunged, desperate to regain ground, but Wu Jin blocked effortlessly. Wu Jin spun, striking from behind, ending the fight with a single decisive blow. The courtyard fell silent as Wu Jin's opponent hit the ground with a heavy thud. Wu Jin lowered his blade, stepping forward while the defeated opponent gasped for air. Observers exchanged glances, unsure whether to praise Wu Jin or fear his strength. Wu Jin's gaze softened slightly, sensing the match had left a strong impression. He turned, walking away as his opponent remained seated in disbelief. Wu Jin wiped his hands, feeling the weight of the intense match linger within him. His heart pounded, but he masked the exhaustion behind his calm expression. A voice called out, breaking the silence as someone approached with quiet concern. Wu Jin nodded, acknowledging the praise but reflecting silently on his near defeat. Despite winning, Wu Jin knew today's fight revealed he still had much to learn. Wu Jin listened quietly, his gaze fixed forward while his opponent spoke with slight admiration. The words didn't surprise Wu Jin, but he appreciated the recognition after the match. His opponent stepped back, offering respect and acknowledging Wu Jin's superior skills. Wu Jin remained silent, feeling the weight of the training session still lingering. His subtle smirk hinted at satisfaction, knowing today was just the beginning. Wu Jin casually suggested continuing training tomorrow, unfazed by his opponent's exhaustion. His opponent hesitated, clearly unsure if he could keep up for another day. Wu Jin's relaxed tone made it clear he expected the session to continue regardless. With no choice, his opponent reluctantly agreed, nervous but determined not to fall behind. Wu Jin walked away, leaving behind the fading sun and the quiet training grounds. A glowing screen appeared in front of Wu Jin, revealing unexpected results from the day's training. Wu Jin's eyes widened slightly, curious about the reward that appeared before him. The notification confirmed he had exceeded expectations, gaining points for his performance. Wu Jin exchanged glances with his companion, both surprised by the hidden achievement. Wu Jin studied the glowing screen, unsure why the system rewarded him unexpectedly this time. His companion's curiosity mirrored his own, both intrigued by the strange hidden quest. Wu Jin recalled past surprises, piecing together the connection to today's results. A quiet realization dawned, hinting at greater rewards if he carefully planned future training. The screen faded as Wu Jin's attention shifted back to the approaching footsteps behind him. Wu Jin's opponent jogged over, confusion etched on his face as he struggled to understand. Wu Jin's calm demeanor hid the unexpected ease with which he secured the victory. His opponent glanced at the system log, puzzled by Wu Jin's increasing achievements. Wu Jin tucked his sword away, brushing off any attention as luck or coincidence. The conversation drifted toward mutual respect, both recognizing the growth from their duel. Wu Jin received a letter, but confusion grew when he noticed the sender's unfamiliar seal. The letter detailed external tasks, unusual for someone still training within the family. Woojin's brow furrowed, questioning why the administrative branch sent personal requests. His companion shrugged, hinting at overlooked notices and unaddressed responsibilities. Woojin sighed, realizing his habit of ignoring messages had finally caught up to him. Woojin glanced at his phone, realizing he hadn't checked it in days. His companion smirked, teasing him for missing important updates again. Woojin sighed, knowing the administrative branch likely had more tasks waiting. As they walked, familiar faces nervously stepped aside, avoiding Woojin's gaze. Woojin smirked playfully, knowing his earlier spar left a lasting impression. Woojin casually warned the group to avoid trouble, leaving them more rattled. His smile widened as their nervous shouts echoed behind him. Back at his quarters, Woojin noticed his phone's battery barely hanging on. His companion reminded him to charge it, but Woojin brushed it off. Despite everything, Woojin's mind remained focused on the next training session. Woojin sat down, finally checking the unread request on his phone. The message revealed an assignment outside the family grounds. Woojin's brows furrowed, realizing this task held significant weight. His companion peeked over, curious about the sudden shift in expression. Woojin stared at the screen, wondering why this mission felt different. Woojin stared at the screen showing Legion District, a place shrouded in constant flames. His companion explained the district's danger, filled with relentless monster spawns. Woojin smirked, intrigued by the challenge despite the lack of valuable loot. He paced around, wondering if this district offered any hidden potential for growth. His companion crossed her arms, unconvinced by Woojin's excitement for such a place. Woojin's attention shifted as the requester's name appeared. Hong In-soo was someone he recognized. His companion frowned, recalling the dungeon where they last encountered In-soo. Woojin questioned whether In-soo's request held deeper intentions or just coincidence. His companion teased Woojin, joking that bad-mouthing his family led to strange allies. Woojin laughed, acknowledging that even resentment toward his family seemed oddly beneficial. Woojin chuckled, scanning the details while recalling past encounters with Seo Ina. His companion leaned in, surprised to see Seo Ina's name tied to the request. Woojin's eyes narrowed, sensing a pattern forming around his connections. His curiosity grew as he wondered why Ina's name resurfaced so frequently. Woojin pocketed his phone, mentally preparing to head toward the Legion District. Woojin's mind lingered on the red-tinted memory of fallen comrades and their tragic end. His companion's voice broke the silence, suggesting he avoid Legion District entirely. Woojin tapped his chin thoughtfully, curious about the idea of saving them instead. The thought lingered, if fate could be rewritten, maybe this time would be different. His companion's gaze narrowed, sensing Woojin's determination to take the risk. Woojin's eyes locked onto the screen, fingers hovering over the quest details. His companion warned him again, but Woojin's mind drifted to Hong In-soo's kindness. Woojin grinned, brushing aside concerns with his usual playful attitude. Despite the danger, he felt compelled to accept the quest without hesitation. Woojin's confidence masked the uncertainty that lingered deep inside. A blue glow filled the room as a new quest screen materialized before Woojin. His companion glanced nervously, realizing the quest wasn't ordinary. Woojin squinted at the text. This was no simple mission, but a turning point. Connecting fates flashed across the screen, signaling something far greater in scale. Woojin's heart raced slightly, knowing this was more than just a gamble. Woojin smirked, accepting the request with a swift tap, sealing his decision. The screen faded, confirming his path forward was now set in motion. His companion crossed her arms, unimpressed by Woojin's carefree attitude. As they walked, the atmosphere grew heavier, the journey feeling more real. Woojin's gaze lingered ahead, fully aware this mission could change everything. Woojin raised his hand, feeling the weight of the mission ahead but unfazed by it. His calm smile reflected quiet confidence as he prepared with weapons from the family's vault. Woojin stood calmly, confident in the preparations he made from the family's storage. His eyes narrowed as an unfamiliar face appeared, disrupting the peaceful surroundings. The woman's presence made Woojin tense, recalling their complicated history. Memories resurfaced, her involvement sparking distrust that lingered in his thoughts. Woojin remained composed, masking his unease with a faint smile. Woojin's companion whispered, questioning why Park Yeonhwa had appeared unexpectedly. Her piercing gaze met Woojin's, hinting at intentions yet to be revealed. Woojin's mind raced, sensing hidden motives behind her casual demeanor. She stepped closer, breaking the awkward silence between the two of them. Woojin's expression stiffened, knowing this encounter wasn't mere coincidence. Yeonhwa's playful tone masked the tension, greeting Woojin as if nothing had happened. Woojin forced a smile, acknowledging her presence but staying guarded. Her sly grin hinted at knowledge Woojin hadn't shared with others. The surrounding guards watched quietly, sensing the subtle rivalry. Woojin's thoughts spiraled. Yeonhwa never appeared without reason. The older man stepped forward, gathering the group to explain the request's purpose. A woman introduced herself as Seo Ina, her presence catching everyone's attention. The older man chuckled, intrigued by her search for something valuable. Woojin listened closely, aware that this wasn't an ordinary exploration request. His gaze shifted to the others, sensing potential danger among them. Seo Ina's interest in black prickly grass made Woojin pause, recalling past memories. His companion's glance questioned if this linked to his previous life's murder case. Woojin dismissed the thought, but unease crept into his mind. He scanned the area strong individuals gathered, adding to the tension. Woojin's instincts warned him that this group was no coincidence. Woojin noted the absence of overwhelming hostility, reassuring himself momentarily. The leader called for departure, prompting everyone to prepare for the journey. Woojin adjusted his gear, aware something awaited them beyond the entrance. A faint glow marked the path ahead as the group moved cautiously. Woojin inhaled sharply, stepping forward with the others, ready for what lay ahead. The sun dipped below the trees as Baek Woojin followed the group into the clearing. Footsteps crunched over dry leaves, signaling the beginning of their cautious patrol ahead. Baek Woojin stopped, scanning the area as orders were calmly relayed by the leader. The leader's voice echoed, reminding them of the unknown dangers lurking nearby. Group members acknowledged instructions, preparing to secure the perimeter without hesitation. A rustling sound in the distance made the leader draw his weapon instinctively. Baek Woojin narrowed his eyes, sensing something unusual about the shifting atmosphere. A strange light flickered near him, making his instincts scream of hidden danger. His name was whispered as the leader glanced at him with sharp concern. Baek Woojin turned swiftly, sensing the gravity of the approaching threat around them. Blue light shimmered in the clearing, signaling the emergence of something ominous. Baek Woojin's eyes locked onto the strange countdown floating near the forest's edge. The shimmering timer pulsed, drawing silent tension from everyone gathered. A teammate questioned the sight, eyes filled with confusion and unease. Baek Woojin quietly realized the timer marked the appearance of something far worse. Baek Woojin crossed his arms, listening carefully as the leader voiced his concerns calmly. The group hesitated, sensing the weight behind the leader's experienced judgment. Woojin's eyes narrowed slightly, knowing the truth about their slim chances against unknown threats. The leader adjusted his gear, emphasizing the need for caution moving forward. The forest quieted as the group advanced, shadows stretching longer under the fading sunlight. A faint radar pulse flickered, revealing an approaching figure beyond the boundary's edge. Woojin scanned the incoming presence, recognizing the faint danger in the silhouette's aura. Flames crackled faintly, as Woojin's mind raced to predict the approaching threat's strength. His instincts sharpened, quietly calculating their chances of escape if necessary. The leader shifted, issuing a soft command to stay prepared for possible confrontation. A figure emerged from the trees, greeting them with an unsettling yet disarming smile. Woojin studied the stranger's posture, noting the subtle weight behind his words. The man casually explained his rare search, hinting at something more beneath his calm demeanor. The group responded politely, but tension quietly lingered around them. Woojin's attention sharpened as the man mentioned rare black prickly grass nearby. The stranger gave a brief nod before disappearing deeper into the dense forest ahead. Woojin watched quietly, sensing an undeniable strength behind the man's casual movements. A faint aura lingered, prompting Woojin to reassess the situation more carefully. His companion glanced at him, silently acknowledging the shared tension in the air. The timer struck 0, signaling the inevitable arrival of something powerful nearby. Crimson light bathed the sky as the forest grew eerily silent around them. Woojin's breath steadied, eyes locked on the shifting atmosphere above. The ground trembled slightly as the group braced for what lay ahead. Leaves rustled, and distant footsteps echoed, drawing closer through the thick woods. A massive figure emerged, revealing the unmistakable presence of a formidable boss. The massive goblin roared, gripping an axe tightly as flames flickered around its body.